There, folks. Welcome to Jim Tells You. I'm Jim, and boy, do I have a lot to tell you. A few weeks ago, I decided to start this channel, and let me tell you, it's been one heck of a ride already. I'm so excited to share all sorts of crazy, interesting, and downright mind-blowing stuff with you all. Now, you might be wondering, Jim, what's this channel all about? Well, buckle up, because we're going on a wild ride through just about everything under the sun and beyond. We're talking news, current events, and all that jazz, but with a twist. You see, I'm not your average Joe news guy. I like to dig deep, ask the tough questions, and sometimes, well, let's just say things get a little out there. Speaking of out there, let me tell you about our conspiracy theory segments. Oh boy, these are going to be fun. We're going to dive into all those juicy theories that keep you up at night. You know, the ones your crazy uncle talks about at Thanksgiving dinner? Yeah, those ones. But here's the kicker, we're going to look at them with a critical eye, have some laughs, and maybe, just maybe, uncover some mind-blowing truths. But wait, there's more. Are you ready for this? We're going to talk about ancient aliens. That's right, folks, those big-headed green little fellas that supposedly built the pyramids and taught our ancestors how to make killer guacamole. We're going to explore all those theories, from the plausible to the downright wacky. It's going to be a blast. Now, I know what you're thinking, Jim, this all sounds great, but what about the serious stuff? Don't worry, I've got you covered. We're going to tackle government cover-ups head-on. No stone left unturned, no shadowy figure left in the dark. We're shining a light on all the secrets they don't want you to know about. It's going to be eye-opening, folks. But hey, it's not all serious business and tinfoil hats around here. We're going to have some fun, too. I'm talking reviews of the latest movies, TV shows, and video games, and let me tell you, I've got some hot takes that'll make your head spin. We'll dive into the world of comic books, exploring the latest storylines and debating who'd win in a fight between Batman and Iron Man. Spoiler alert, it's Batman, always Batman. And for all you music lovers out there, we've got a treat for you. We're going to break down the hottest tracks, uncover hidden gems, and maybe even dabble in some music conspiracy theories. Did Paul McCartney really die in 1966? Is Tupac still alive? We'll get to the bottom of it all. Now, I know what you're thinking, Jim, this sounds amazing, but what about food and drinks? Well, let me tell you, we're not leaving that stone unturned either. We're going to explore culinary delights from around the world, try out some crazy food combinations, and maybe even uncover some secret restaurant menus, and don't even get me started on the drinks. We are going to mix up some cocktails that will knock your socks off and maybe even discover the secret ingredient in Coca-Cola. Who knows? But here's the thing, folks. This channel isn't just about me telling you stuff. It's about us, this community we're building. I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share your own theories, and let's get a conversation going. And hey, if you're feeling extra generous, those super chats are always appreciated. I promise I'll do my best to respond to each and every one of them. Now, I know I've thrown a lot at you, but trust me, it's going to be one heck of a ride. We're going to laugh, we're going to learn, and we might even blow our minds a few times along the way. But here's the most important part. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell. You don't want to miss out on all this awesomeness. Do you? And hey, while you're at it, give that like button a little love too. It helps the channel grow, and the more we grow, the more crazy stuff we can explore together. Who knows? Maybe we'll even uncover the truth about why YouTube keeps changing its algorithm. Now that's a conspiracy theory I can get behind. So, are you ready to join me on this wild adventure? Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew? Are you ready for Jim Tells You? Because let me tell you, folks, I'm ready to blow your minds. So buckle up, grab your tinfoil hats, and let's get this show on the road. I can't wait to see you all in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep being awesome. This is Jim, signing off. See you soon, folks. Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Sunday. Nice to see everybody here. Hope you guys liked that intro. I'm gonna probably cut it down a little, seemed a little long. But you know, hey, give me time to pee and grab a drink and something to eat and stuff like that. So got a few guests here right now. There's supposed to be some more guests showing up. We'll see, you know, who shows up and who doesn't. Got Dave. Hey Dave.
Hey, how are you, Jim? How you doing this Sunday evening?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Good. Yeah. And then we got Mark.
Hey, Jim. How you doing tonight?
Good. Got Elemental MJ.
What's up,
can't hear
Elemental?
you. Why does it look like he's on TV?
I know. It's like we're seeing his reflection through a mirror or something,
I
right?
can't hear you guys for some reason.
It's kind of faded too, you know.
It's weird. That's strange. What you got
That's
going
it.
on there? You got yourself in some kind of like frame?
He can't hear us right now.
Hmm.
Probably a
You guys hear
soundboard.
me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Fine.
Okay. Oh.
I'm more concerned that he's about to be devoured by a wolf.
It looks, yeah, it's like someone's going to attack him from behind. Yeah, half my viewers are guests. That's right. All my viewers are guests. Oh. Uh-oh.
He's probably trying to fix it.
So,
Boy.
so we had a good time last night watching some movies. Right?
I had a blast. I always have a blast doing that, man. Flash Gordon was fun. It's, I watched it last year, but now that I've watched it a couple times since it was made, Mark, I love it.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
It's so campy. It doesn't take itself serious at all. And then, Jim brings up Stripes, or somebody brings up Stripes. Jim throws it on. And next thing you know, there's being Mark for 2 hours watching Stripes all alone, laughing our asses off. And I kept thinking to myself, I'm not running this stream. This is Jim's movie. And he said he was going to bed. And as soon as the movie ended, boop, it was gone. I was like, damn. I thought he legitimately was just sitting in the chair sleeping or watching, not saying a word because he didn't want to be bothered. He was just trying to be nice.
No, I went in the other room, laid in bed, and just had the stream on the Roku watching it. And as soon as it ended, I just got up, came in, and just shut my computer off.
Yeah, and then we checked right out. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Dave went and streamed somewhere else.
No, he didn't. Dave went to bed.
I thought you went and streamed somewhere else.
No, I went to bed. Straight to bed. Yeah.
So, have you guys heard about this thing going on? There's been I guess there was a small fire in California.
Oh, was there? I hadn't heard.
Now,
No.
here's the question I have about the fire, Jim. Is it any bigger than normal, or is it just hitting more of an area that people give a shit about?
It's hitting more of an area where a bunch of people live.
Right.
Yeah.
The fires aren't bigger; they're just more in populated
California
areas.
has fires like that all the time. They just don't burn there.
Yeah, they're more out in the hillsides, right?
Yeah, I mean, fires happen. They're supposed to happen.
And
Yeah.
of course, the reason for it, of course, is climate change. Because if it wasn't for climate change, there would not have been any fires. It doesn't
No,
matter. It doesn't matter that guy over there started. No. It's climate change. It's climate change.
Speaking of it, we have this.
So I guess none of us should have been shocked this week when Elon Musk posted that the Los Angeles Fire Department prioritized DEI over saving lives and homes. That's an exact quote. That appeared to be a disgusting dig at the city's fire chief, Kristen Crowley, who has served in the department for decades, rising through the ranks to become the first female and LGBTQ fire chief in LA's history.
Well,
Musk also amplified a post this week from conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Yes, that guy. He's still around. Alex Jones wrote that
Longer than you'll ever be
fires
around.
are part of a larger globalist plot to wage economic warfare and deindustrialize the United States before triggering total collapse.
Yep.
I mean, not sure that guy's okay. Musk responded to that post by writing, "True."
True.
Yes, just to repeat here. That's just the richest man in the world and the best friend of the incoming president, confirming to his 200 million followers that he thinks the devastating wildfires are a part of a globalist plot.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Who is she, Jim?
He used to be she was the press secretary.
That's right. I was going to say, now she's some random redhead on MSNBC that nobody cares
Why
about.
are you in a frame?
That's my original. Why'd I look back? I don't know. That's my
So you're looking at a
original
mirror?
OBS.
No, see, you're in a
No,
frame.
I have a frame. Hold on a second. Where is it? Yeah, see, frame.
Yeah.
Oh,
Frame.
Yeah.
it's really distracting, dude. There you go. That looks better. Yeah,
That's better.
shit, Saki, right? That's who it is, Bipto. You're right. So how you doing, Elemental?
I am doing very well. Got a lot of stuff done this morning with some writing, trying to get my intro video done for my channel. How have you guys been?
Good. Very good. We streamed on CG Church for a few hours.
Oh, nice.
It was okay. I mean, then Katie came in and I don't know what the hell was up her crawl, Jim.
Yeah, she was very upset.
Very upset.
Like entertaining upset or just drama upset?
I was entertained.
I laughed. Yeah. It was directed at one person. It wasn't like, somebody in the chat that she's got a problem with. So it was pretty entertaining. We were laughing. Somebody said that we were egging her on. That's not true. She just wanted to appear and get it out. And then she walked off. She dropped the mic, Jim. She's like, boom, mic drop, and left. So it was entertaining.
I like a good rant to a mic drop and just leave the studio, leave the stage, leave wherever, and just don't come back. I might have to check that out. Like, I don't even know what CG Church is. I'm assuming it has to do with Comicsgate, and since it's on Sunday, it's called church, and you discuss and review comics and talk to creators and whatnot.
It's, Ruby King.
Yeah, for the most part, kind of.
So it's his channel, and what they try to do is bring in people that don't like CG and try to find out why. But I don't
also,
really.
it's like a gospel thing is where the church comes from.
Yeah,
we convert people.
right. So
Exactly.
you watch enough of Ethan, right? Like,
Right.
you saw him talking about Niobe the past couple of weeks or whatever. Niobe Comics, right?
Yep.
Well, he showed up on Ruby's stream, and then it went after that. So, same thing with the Millers, right, Jim?
The Millers. You're talking about the
Wheelers.
Wheelers.
The Wheelers, the husband and wife team. They were on CG Church, and then it was, a week of entertainment for Ethan. So it's pretty good.
So yeah, there's all these people attacking Musk and everybody. We'll get to that later. And then here, check this out. So you have this. So the only place that they had that was saved in Passat Palisades Park was this area. It says some of the only commercial structures still standing in Pacific Palisades are in the Palisades Village Mall, saved by businessman Rick Caruso, Karen Bass's 2022 mayoral opponent. This is a great learning moment. Caruso knew the fire risks, considering he previously served as commissioner for the LA Department of Water and Power. The businessman was also aware of Los Angeles' public fire service limitations, which is why he used a private firefighting service to help save the mall. Caruso narrowly lost to Bass, who is largely being blamed for the catastrophic LA fires during the LA's 2022 mayoral race. Caruso served as the commissioner for the Los Angeles Power and Water in 1985, becoming the youngest commissioner in history at the time. Now, it was funny because he was actually winning, and it looked like he was going to win, and then they started counting votes, and it went on for weeks, and then all of a sudden she won.
Oh wow, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
That's
That
never
sounds
happened.
weird. That doesn't sound like
No.
something that happens in America, Jim.
It doesn't.
Nothing
never in
should be
California.
investigated or questioned or anything, guys.
No,
Just-
no. Just
Here,
keep
let's
coming.
hear what he has to say. Here's the video.
The problem is who's going to shop there.
Well,
Oh, this is his own water trucks.
Yep.
yeah, so he was able to.
Save the whole thing, huh?
Yeah. And if you look, once you get outside of the mall, it's completely destroyed.
Everything on. Oh my gosh.
I've been going around the city talking to firefighters and talking to paramedics. I've been talking to residents, and there's a deep concern throughout this city that the paramedics and the firefighters are understaffed because their budget has not been restored. From 15 years ago, when it was cut back, we have fire stations throughout this city that aren't mobilized because they don't have the staffing to do it, and it's just wrong. My plan as mayor is simple. We are going to restore the budget to bring the staffing levels back, to give the residents of Los Angeles the service they pay for and deserve. And that's the only way a city can be a great city. We have to reprioritize our budget in this city to make sure that our residents are safe and they're protected. And we can't do that unless we have a fire department that is fully funded and fully staffed.
Well, you know what you need? You need more lesbians in the fire department. I'm told that if there were more lesbians, things would have been better. So there you go.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Well, so he did this, and then
What?
if you notice,
I've never heard of a private firefighting.
oh
thing,
sure.
though.
But so then this guy, I don't know if you guys know who Bakari Sellers is.
Mm-mm.
Tommy, a billionaire real estate tycoon saves commercial development while city burns around him. Or now I do think there is a lesson here, and I'm grateful those businesses aren't reduced to ash. These private resources should be merged with public resources in a partnership to help the greater good, not make weird campaign commercials. So he thinks that that all the private stuff should be merged with the public stuff. That's called communism. And then basically the government couldn't handle their own shit and take care of it. And so why would you want to have private shit
Well,
given
and
over
where
to government control?
are they going to allocate that private resources? And so instead of saving that place that the private guy paid for, where are they going to send it? Split it out among the entire city where 2 seconds of water will hit your roof. You'll still burn down, but you had 2 seconds of extra water.
So what did this guy exactly do to stop his buildings from burning? Obviously,
He had water trucks and sprayed like fire retardant stuff on the roofs and everything so they couldn't catch fire, and had he took care of, he
Cleaned up the bushes around his fucking park or his businesses. Yeah.
Yeah, but so this lawyer, Saul Goodman, I don't know if you know Saul Goodman. He says, just because you say merge with instead of seize doesn't make it any less commie. Russo has the foresight to work out plans and preparations for fires in fire-prone areas. LA decided to forego that and promote diversity and inclusion and have overweight lesbians joke about not being able to carry a man out of a fire. Makes sense.
I love those videos where they do show the women trying to do the firefighting courses,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to break the door down or whatever, and the woman just bounces off the door over and over, and just some random guy, firefighter comes in, boom, right through. Because he's a man, he's bigger, he's stronger. I don't know. Might be something to there.
That part just makes me question everything, because there is places for women on the fire department. It's obviously not in the physical roles. I have
Yeah,
family
they can
that's
answer the
fire.
phone. They can answer the phone.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do to help. There's even you can help hold the hose or whatever, which I don't know how much of a physical test you got to go through for that, but there's a lot of different things that don't take a lot of physical activity.
Elemental, if you're on the team, you got to do what everybody else can do.
I think
Because if I enter that building, I want to know behind me there's somebody that can come help me get the fuck out. And if I don't have that behind me, I'm never going in myself.
You can be dedicated to line support and never go inside of a building.
Then it's a wasted team.
Well, not really, because you need people to fill a job. People don't want to do stuff. People don't want to be firefighters. People don't want to volunteer. People don't have any civic pride or anything like that. So, to an extent, are they doing a weird thing where they're using DEI as some kind of virtue to actually fill a hole that is problematic?
I agree with Elemental on this, in that the problem is they would have to define these jobs as not the frontline jobs. Say,
yeah, but
you can't carry people out, so you're in a secondary job. There's nothing wrong with that secondary job. We need lots of people in all these other jobs. You'll send the really big hulking people, man or woman, in to pick people up and carrying them out. But the women who are in those jobs don't want to be, well, I'm not a second-class citizen. I want to have, all the authority and all. Yeah, but you can't carry anybody out. Yeah, but that's not fair.
So the salary of a firefighter in LA starts at $85,000 all the way up to $125,000 a year. Is an entry level.
Oh,
motherfucker, better be able to carry my ass. You better be able to carry me out of a building, okay? Not hold the fucking hose.
I think it was I think there was something like a 50 or 60 pound pack they were supposed to have to carry, which isn't very much,
No,
that's basically what like.
And if you're talking about lifting something dead off the floor,
I swear it used to be something like it was 120 pounds that you used to have to carry over your shoulder and climb a ladder with.
That Chicago Fire Department test for sure. Yeah.
It's like
I don't know. But
the
anyway,
big blocks
they keep saying that it was caused by climate change, and that's this guy's name here. It says Per ICE sources, the man seen in the viral video being subdued by residents and arrested by police with a blowtorch near the Kenneth Fire in West Hills is an illegal alien from Mexico named Juan Manuel Sierra Lavea. He's in custody on a probation violation and has not been charged with the arson. I'm told ICE will place a detainer request on him with the LA County Sheriff's Department, but they do not expect it to be honored due to California's sanctuary state laws. I'm told Sierra Lavea will have a court appearance tomorrow. Again, he has not been charged with arson and is custody only on a probation violation at the moment, as multiple agencies have been interviewing him.
And they will never admit that somebody started the fire. Even if they had absolute proof, they'll never admit it. It's got to be climate change, people. That's what caused it. Jesus.
And this whole thing about private funds going to the public already pays the taxes. So just use our money better, people. Don't take from the private guy who's paying taxes himself to the city to maintain a fire department, but now he's got a backup plan to save his own business. He's the bad guy.
This is what the mayor is busy doing right now, taking virtue signaling pictures with all these people here.
Is the mayor the strange-looking woman with glasses in the center?
Yep, in the center, yeah.
Mm. Is this their fire department? Is this their...
Yep.
This is... What?
All right, so there's one guy over her shoulder and the bald guy behind her, and maybe the guy a few over whose head and hat you just can see.
Yeah.
They're big enough. No one else here is big
Well,
enough.
that guy on the right, too, by the wall.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
He's pretty big.
I mean, this dude with the badge on left of center.
Why are they wearing masks?
With the hat,
Why are
he
those
might
two
be
women
able
wearing
to do
masks?
something. He might be
Yeah.
getting some muscle underneath there, but
Maybe.
Masks.
So
Jesus
James
Christ.
Wood says this is not simply negligence. This is criminal negligence. The DEI vermin responsible for this travesty must be indicted for a catastrophic failure of unimaginable magnitude.
Nothing will happen to them. Nothing. They won't even admit it.
This was supposed to be the water to put out the Palisades fire. This is the Santa Ynez Reservoir. It's the water supply basically for the Palisades. When they first started fighting the Palisades fire, they ran out of water extremely quickly. Wednesday, 3 a.m., they were basically out. And there's been a lot of talk on why this happened. So how long has this reservoir been empty for?
Since February of last year. There was no communication from the Department of Water and Power to LAFD that there was a water supply issue.
The firefighters, when they started fighting the fires,
Elon Musk
no
just
one
went live on
informed
Twitter,
them that
Jim.
The reservoir was empty.
Oh, yeah?
This
He's doing a
reservoir
briefing with
holds
the water or the fire
117
commissioner or something like
million
that.
Gallons
Oh,
of
okay.
water.
Let me look
The
for it.
fire department was using a water supply from 3 backup tanks, each one only holding 1 million gallons of water.
They say it's closed for maintenance to repair the lid that's on top of it. I don't know a
Oh,
lot
Fire
about
command team.
reservoir maintenance, but there's literally no
It says it.
construction
I just got the
materials or vehicles anywhere in sight. Also, with a reservoir like this, you can refill it or start to refill it. So another question is, if they saw the Santa Ana winds were coming and we have this remarkably dry wet season, why was there no attempt to start refilling it back up? I know I threw a lot out there, but I think we need some answers, guys. Some real answers here.
Not in California, you're not.
Here with the fire command team at the Palisades Fire. Hey guys. Let's see. This is I was asked if we could bring some more Starlinks here, so we've brought some more Starlinks here, and I'm just here with the team, and they're going to provide a briefing of the Palisades Fire. So please go ahead.
All right. Hello, good evening. My name is Christian Litz. I'm with LA County Fire, cooperating with the partnership with CAL FIRE Team 2, and I'm Operations Section Chief on the Palisades Fire. So Palisades Fire, we've been here since the beginning of the fire on Tuesday. We were looking at extreme damaging winds, erratic fire behavior coming through and blowing in from about midway on this map and blowing all the way down to the coastline there.
When did that start? Just to frame the thing for people? Like assume people it's like great to get the story from like basically like a straight shooter.
Yep.
And
Perfect.
and like, you know, And so, like, how did it start? And you know, and then maybe after how did it start? Then, like, what are some of the things that can be done to prevent it in the future? But how did it start out? Like, what's the story?
So honestly, we don't know yet. It's still in an investigation. We don't know how it started.
Okay.
But because of the wind, honestly, it just allowed it to outpace anything possible.
Supposedly, the ATF took charge of the investigation as to how it started.
Oh, well, then we'll never know anything. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
The winds are so strong. Air
Okay.
resources, which we use to keep it small,
Okay.
ineffective.
Okay.
So it blew at it grew at a record breaking pace. The resources put themselves probably in a bigger danger that they've ever done.
Okay.
It saved as many structures, but you can see it started about here with the wind
Okay.
and pushed it straight through the Palisades,
All right.
and it allowed it to grow laterally. As the wind slowed down,
Yeah.
it allowed it to go back the other way. But now the wind came back out of the north and blew down again. So we have several wind shifts. Resources are all around trying to both structure defense, which is down along the coast where the structure is more heavy.
Okay.
They got
We
a
have
fence?
communities all
They got
along
a
the
fence?
top
Sure.
That we've just been working as hard as we can from beginning to now, without any stop, any rest. Resources working 36, 48 hours
Okay.
at times, just because of the need of the.
Doing what if you had no water?
Right now, the fire
Directing traffic.
is looking good. We still have heat all around the perimeter. We still have resources all over, and try to secure those edges, make sure that there is limited the potential for any kind of growth.
Yeah.
So we're still out there, but the activity is way down. And then with these winds over the next couple of days, honestly, this fire, we have to watch it and do it, but it's going to blow down at least most of it into its own self.
Okay.
But any new fire, it's going to do the same thing. We have the winds that's going to push it. It's not as strong as it was on Tuesday, but there is still going to be movement. So we're keeping all the resources available, and we're ready to.
I hear it's supposed to get worse again.
Now,
Yeah.
but any
Like
new
Monday,
fires that
Tuesday,
start, we're able to
tomorrow,
respond
and the next day it's supposed
Okay.
to.
So
Winds are supposed to come
so
back.
fires are currently under control.
This fire, we're not calling it controlled,
Okay.
but there is line around almost all of it.
Okay.
Very much almost all of it, but resources we're still working. So about the excitement's about 10% of the fire where the flames are there, but 90% of the work is done after those flames are gone, and we have to secure those edges. Did you ever watch a campfire where the wind comes in and it's out?
Yeah.
Then the wind comes and it blows embers?
Sure.
Same thing can happen.
Okay.
So we have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing deeper and deeper and stay around all these homes in Montanido, Fernwood, all the way up.
So when you build the barrier.
Okay. Captain Bipto, they don't have to desalinate the water to use it to fight the fire. That's a bunch of bullshit. The Navy uses salt water to fight fires all the time. That's all they use. They pump water out of the fucking ocean to put the fire out. Everything on the ship is made of metal. Guess what? The ship doesn't dissolve from using salt water. The pumps don't dissolve.
You just clean it off.
You just clean it off. So, in actuality, getting some salt water on the land isn't going to just kill all the plants right away. You have to really get a lot to kill the plants. A little bit of salt actually could be helpful for growth.
A lot, and then like little spurts of water could be kind of harmful. So that area, you could have that, I guess, but it needs a lot of salt. In emergencies, do it. Like, you'll be all right. You can flush it out. There's ways to deal with it. A lot more than burning down a freaking house.
Cities.
Yeah. Actually, see,
Cities,
that's the thing is they're complaining about droughts, but in actuality, this last 12 months has had record rainfall in LA. It's just they didn't capture any of the water.
Yeah,
they let it run out to the ocean.
They can't reserve anything. Money, resources, food.
They used to have huge lakes all over in California, up in the mountains, that were reservoirs for the water. You know, like Lake Amador. There was I'm trying to think of the other name of some other ones, but yeah, in the 80s and 90s they were huge.
Otay Lake was one.
Yeah,
I wonder.
They just basically drained them out.
Could the legalization of cannabis, having the hippies pretty much flood out of the north, have anything to do with it? Were they keeping them intact by chance?
No, it's a bunch of it started with the Sierra Club, and then there's a bunch of other organizations that basically complain, and they don't publicize it. They just work behind the scenes with the government in California to stop them from doing anything. You know, the EPA, they say, oh, there's a
There's a snail that lives there. You can't do anything here. And I don't know what it's like. Are they doing it on purpose? There's a book or something written called Malibu Burn, where they wanted Malibu to burn so they could get the people out of there and give it back to the Indians. Seriously, I don't know.
I mean, I believe it, but like, that's just bizarre.
It's all types of bizarre shit.
To stop the fire from going, is you clear the brush and the trees and what actions do you take around the perimeter of that?
So along the perimeter, we call it cutting line. We use bulldozers. But really what we're doing is taking everything out down to bare minimum soil.
Okay.
So there will be a path of dirt from where the black line is.
Basically.
Exactly. We're building a fire break along the edge of the black.
Okay, got it.
So there's nothing left to burn.
Yep.
So the only danger at that point was if the wind blows an ember over that line.
Okay.
So we have to build it appropriately big enough to secure that, to stop that from happening, and then push into the black to take all the heat away. So it gives us a bigger buffer as much as possible.
How big does a fire break need to be?
It depends on the size of the fuel. If you look at textbook size of fuel, it's anything that we see, and it's different for terrain, size of fuel, everything like that. Usually it's a couple times, 1.5 times the size of the fuel.
Yep.
But we have fuel in the Topanga Canyon area, the Palisades area. There hasn't been fire there in 60 years. So you're looking at 15
this is quite a rare fire.
Correct.
Like it's a half-century fire in some.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The last major fires that have really pushed through Topanga is 93, 96.
Okay.
But there is part of these hillsides that there hasn't been recorded fire in 60 years.
Okay, wow.
That's a lot of growth, guys.
And are there things that would be like I think what a lot of people are curious about is what things can be done in the future to ensure that houses are less susceptible to burning down. I mean, it's like as we rebuild for the future, because it's there's one thing about past recriminations and all that, but we can't rewind the clock. But what we can do is say in the future, what should we do to minimize the probability that people's homes and businesses will burn down?
Yeah, great question, and that's really what we want. So throughout history, as fire prevention gets better, we do better at safety structures. So when you look at the LA County website, LA City has references out there as well. We call it, you always hear the term defensible space.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing to safe structures.
Okay.
So, and hardening your home. So defensible space, we'll start there. That is basically clearing brush as low as possible to about 100 feet is what our minimum standard, say 100 feet away. You start at
like
10
the
feet, but
state
you
wasn't
limit it
doing,
out.
Mark.
About 100 feet is the best.
Okay.
So then when it hits there, you're basically building that 100-foot buffer of fuel break around your home.
So no kindling for 100 feet, basically.
Correct. And then after
that sounds pretty sensible.
It is. And then you hardening your home, we call harness, is don't stack firewood right against your house. So
against the
remember,
wall.
The firewood, it goes up.
Sure.
So really a big part of when we lose structures on a typical, maybe not 100-mile winds, but on a typical is there something by the house?
Flammable.
Fire. Yep.
Okay.
Wood, furniture, something like that. And it can burn up and gets into the attic, and then we lose the house.
Okay.
Or it gets in the porch system, right? You might have a wood deck,
Sure.
and it comes up, and it just allows the flame to go into the house. So
Okay.
a lot of times we talk about or ember cast that gets in the embers. So you put screens around every opening. So you have vents on your house, put screens, very small screens, so the air can get through there. But embers, good sized embers that will actually catch a house, get in there.
Okay.
So there's stuff like that. Move everything away from your house. Everything you safe. And the vegetation in this area is astonishingly beautiful, and we understand that.
Yeah.
But these are things you have to do for.
I mean, I have heard some things some of the issues with fire breaks where there's some endangered plant or something, and then we can't do a fire break, or that's an issue. Is there stuff that would be helpful from a regulatory reform standpoint that would help with fire prevention in the future?
Well, LA County, we do have standards. We go in certain areas. We actually have these lists of residences. This is what we have to do.
Okay.
I think it's just an awareness. So when people, good and bad about it, the bad thing is this happened. The good thing, maybe it'll bring a greater awareness that there is a way to help defend your homes.
Yeah.
There is a way to help this from stop happening in the future.
Yeah.
And that defensible space, building that and building those, that's the way to do it.
Okay.
As far as
well, I guess people are obviously we definitely want to give people a sense of hope for the future, and if the things get rebuilt, that their house is not going to burn down again. It's like a reasonable thing. So it's like if there are things that we should push for from a regulatory reform standpoint, this would be good to know. You know, and yeah.
Clearance space.
Okay.
Building material, right? We can now. These are newer things. So now the standards of building construction codes have been brought and have changed over the years. So maybe when their house was built, they weren't there.
Okay.
Now we have the new codes. There's going to be certain fire.
Dude, that fire was so hot, Mark. It's going to burn anything. That's some bullshit to make people pay more for houses.
This guy is like walking a very fine line.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want to say anything. You know, he just wants to say standard fire stuff, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And fire retardant materials.
Steel and concrete is going to be okay.
Yes. But they have the great things. They have other materials out there now that will definitely help.
Like what? I think people are just I'm like hopeful that this video can be like helpful to people. You know, like what should people do differently? Like if it's not steel and concrete, you say there's some new materials like synthetic materials or what
Absolutely.
is it?
And there's stuff that they put into the materials to be able to do it.
Hi.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about it. I just help my partner out over here.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, I just wanted to kind of point something out. Back in 1962, we had a fire. It was called the Bel Air Fire that burned from this area into kind of the same burn pattern.
Okay.
And then after that fire, that's when they basically in the city of Los Angeles they outlawed wood shake roofs. So wood shingle roofs were outlowed.
Yeah, I mean that's a nightmare.
They're long gone. That's an example.
Yeah,
of
sure.
what my partner is saying.
There's a roof made of kindling.
Right. So we update the building standards, the fire code standards, the fire prevention standards.
Sure.
And then that's up to you and the people out there that are a little more into the architecture.
Sure.
And to find something that actually could be potentially more fire safe.
Sure.
You know, and then maybe the silver line around the gray cloud is that may happen. Maybe we'll live in a safer fire zone or an area where there's prone to fires, but in a safer type of structure. So that's kind of what we're hoping to come out of this, you know, as maybe one of the very small but good things.
All right, sounds good. Well, I mean, do you have any guidance for people? Like if there's obviously steel and concrete are not going to burn, but like are there like new synthetics that you think would be better than like or besides steel and concrete? Is there anything else?
I really am not an expert.
Or stone.
To actually
Okay. It's pretty hard to burn stone, steel, and concrete.
Certainly there's some stuff out there.
Yeah.
We're about putting it out.
Okay.
But yeah, and I think that there's some people will come together and find something. But yeah, there's certainly some stuff out there. We just.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Hey, everyone. So, all right. What about water availability? Was water availability? I understand that was like not an issue in Malibu. Is that correct? Yeah.
So there was water. We have several reservoirs that casinos that we use a lot. Now, just an example: if we have one building burning, we could flow 1,000 gallons a minute on that one building with the hose lays that we put in to stop it. You can imagine 1,000 gallons per house we couldn't do, right? So the amount of water we're flowing, there really is no water system that's going to keep that pace. So we have to bring in water tenders, which are these big tank water tanks that, 2,500, 3,000 gallon trucks, and they'll come in. And that's what we have to do to compensate. So they park out there, do it. DWP did a great job. They brought in big water trucks for us, and we use them as basically mobile hydrants.
All right.
Right. And then we have our own agency as well that has water tenders.
Okay. My understanding is that like along the, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, in Malibu along the coast, there was no shortage of water. In the Palisades, there was a shortage of water at a certain point. Or is that not accurate?
Well, we were flowing just an amount of water that the system couldn't
produce.
Buried, just because of how much water these firefighters were utilizing.
Okay.
Fucking Dan.
You say so. The funny thing is, the guy they're talking to, if they had real suggestions, he actually could probably get something done. You know?
Yeah,
Fuck that,
probably.
just build square concrete walls, look like little cubicles.
Wait.
I mean,
AOC's favorite fucking
we'll live in
dwelling.
the pods. We'll live in the pods, and
Yeah.
we'll eat the bugs, right?
concrete pods. Let's go.
Yeah, eat the bugs. You'll love the bugs.
What happened
I
to
do
Jim?
wonder.
I'm here.
Jet-
I'm here. I'm just typing something. Sorry.
Jet fuel can burn through concrete and steel, as Dan Blackwood reminds us, which is true, guys. But what about these lasers?
Maybe.
Can lasers light them on fire or melt them?
Oh. Lasers, space lasers. Wait a second.
Yes.
Elon Musk is putting all these satellites up there. What if he's
Exactly.
building space lasers? Oh no.
Well, I mean, Skynet combined with space lasers, you got to keep your dissidents in order somehow. You can't just
Exactly.
threaten them with losing their internet. You got to have lasers to prick them with.
Prod them along. Get your ass
Exactly.
moving.
Ruby is
I mean, the
pooping while
5G
walking.
towers can be used that way too, but whatever.
Hey Dave, on
Yeah.
CG Church, did you change your name to Stimulated Cynic at one point?
Critic. Stimulated critic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
critic.
looking at that saying, wait a second. Up at top, there's a stimulated. Oh, that's Dave. It says Razor Dave.
Yeah, I did the stimulated critic thing because I'm his biggest critic. That loser. Thank God he's not here tonight.
I know. Exactly.
Hopefully he went to bed or something.
Yeah,
That
see.
damn hillbilly.
Yeah, see,
or
it does. The
redneck.
National Weather Service has issued a particularly dangerous situation warnings 4 times in the last 3 months. The first preceded the mountain fire, Ventura, 243 structures destroyed. The second preceded the Franklin fire, Malibu, 20 structures destroyed. The third preceded the Palisades and Eaton fires, thousands of homes gone as we continue to battle blazes. The fourth starts tomorrow. Yeah, see, it's going to be bad. They're saying the weather. So when these homeless people starting fires again, it's going to get even worse.
Oh no, Jim. That's totally wrong. No homeless people, no illegal. Nobody did that. Did not happen. It's climate change. That's all it is. Yep.
Videos of dumpster fires are a lie.
That's right.
Why isn't
Allegedly.
Biden or Harris out there?
They were there. Them going actually fucked things up because they had to close the airspace when they were flying in and flying out. So
Oh, they did show up?
yeah, they did show up. So
You
here,
can't
check
have Kamala there because all the alcohol in her system that'll cause more fires. So you can't have her.
Paradise Lost: How Callie's eco obsession turned LA into a tinderbox. In a classic case of misplaced priorities, LA officials chose endangered plants over fire prevention, leading to this week's devastating blazes. LADWP tried upgrading fire-resistant power lines in 2019. Their crime disturbing 182 milk vetch plants during construction. Now that milk vetch, that sounds like it might be something to do with people with small hats.
I know.
California's response: a $2 million fine and mandatory plant diversity program. So they had to diversify the plants.
182 plants cost them $2 million.
So apparently, non-native plants are more threatening than actual fires.
Man,
Chief Crowley said
diversity.
budget cuts reduced our wildlife preparation. Meanwhile, homeless encampments average 24 fires per day. But when Good Samaritans caught a man with a flamethrower this week, police cited lack of probable cause for arson charges. The kicker? Insurance Commissioner Lara just banned insurers from dropping homeowners in fire zones because apparently you can regulate away reality in California.
Oh, wait. So now they're telling the insurance companies they have to pay for these houses?
I think they're preventing anyone from getting dropped now. Like if they have insurance,
everybody's already
now.
been dropped, but
Yeah, they've already been dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are already dropped. So
We gotta save the Coachella Valley milk vetch, y'all.
Yeah.
Do it for Coachella.
Ooh, here we go.
All right.
Good morning, folks. We've got a lot to cover today, including a comet, earthquakes, a major storm, space weather impact on the global ionosphere, and the climate extremes we discussed a decade ago, key prediction, staring us right in the face. We'll start with the last 24 hours on our star. It's quiet, very quiet. Not sure it's destined to stay that way, but for now, solar flaring has disappeared. The sunspot situation is on the decline, but that too may soon change, and the calm solar wind and geomagnetic condition is due to change even sooner. This massive coronal hole, likely the largest since the last sunspot cycle, will send its solar wind toward Earth, and that is expected to arrive tomorrow. The enormity of it, suggests its magnetic fields are pretty potent, so we also enter an excess magnitude event watch as well. The sunspots are decaying. The drop in flares is not surprising, and now the majority are departing view top right. The Earth-facing group on the north is spread magnetically. We'd need development in that group to have significant flares, but just as the one door closes, opens another, the sun lives on that. Big sunspot turning in on the north. Looks like there's more coming behind that from helioseismic returns as well. Many are seeing the bright object on SOHO, and folks, that is Comet G3 Atlas. It's passing by the sun right now, and it has a very inclined orbit, spends most of its time south of the solar system, only comes up for a brief swing around the sun, which it is doing now. It is in perfect viewing angle for the Earth, won't come anywhere near our planet. Some speculate it may struggle to survive its pass. I guess we will see over the next 2 days. Biggest quake of the last 24 hours was a 6.2 in Mexico. Luckily, it was pretty deep. There are no reports of major emergencies coming out of the area just yet. By the way, this is still happening. Swarm ongoing for days at the East African Rift. Got eyes on all the seismic events, especially with us entering another watch period here. Folks, that storm scraped the northern coast of Madagascar, and luckily, it was just the tip. Did a fair bit of damage and caused flooding in that area, though. It is now moving to slide southward between the island and Africa. Up next, we've got 2 important studies on the equatorial ionospheric impact of solar storms, with the ionospheric excitement being the key to global electric circuit-driven weather forcing. The whole Earth impact to the ionosphere is key. It's not just the polar cusps in play, but the equator. And the penetrating electric fields from above are how it all works. These are known to impact the equator via waves of energy, similar to the infrared ones we see on Jupiter, and they meet at the equator, causing a resounding energization across the planet when we get dinged by the sun. It's a key pathway of rapid solar forcing of the atmosphere. Last but not least, really hope there is someone who has been here long enough to remember when I said to watch for weather extremes in both directions, the hydroclimate event, just like what happened 6,000 and 12,000 and 18,000 years ago and during every other geomagnetic excursion like we're entering now, and watch how they squirm to try to blame anthropogenic forcing. Folks, the extremification is here, happening. Next event at Observer Ranch, we have a special educational session of aid, comms, and care on the 18th. Focuses on ham radio. There is a chance to win one. Observer Meetup will happen on the 21st, and there's a pole shift conference on the 25th. As you probably have heard and remembered, we have several other pole shift conference opportunities for you this year. Our grand opening is going to be in April. Dr. Dunning's coming for the Kings of Catastrophe event in May, and there's still more we're going to announce. Nobody ever regrets or forgets coming to an Observer event. Plan a trip to come out and see us. It starts at observerranch.com. We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, but right now at 5:30 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.
Damn, he wakes up early on a Sunday morning.
Yep.
When you're on a schedule, you're on a schedule.
I'm going to show you.
I did find out something kind of interesting about the plant that they were talking about. It's called a Broughton's milk vetch impact, or Broughton's milk vetch. Basically, it is very significant for that ecological system to an extent, but there's interesting 2 little things about it. Fire adaptation. This species is fire adapted and requires wildfire or other disturbances to propagate. Its seeds require sacrification to germinate, and populations often spring up after a wildfire. And then we have, what was it? There's something else. There's something else about fire. Oh, there is. The seed persistent. The seeds of Broughton's milk vetch can persist in the soil for years, waiting for the right conditions to germinate, such as after a fire.
Wait a second. So what you're saying is they deliberately started these fires to get that plant because there's only 180 of them, and we need to have 180,000 of them. Okay, got it. There you go, people.
Got it.
Yeah, let's go with that story.
The homeless are ecological warriors. That's what it is, which is actually kind of true.
Yeah,
there's a lot of homeless
30 fires a day.
forward.
Sure. Yeah, they're fighting
I
the
just
good
wanted
cause.
to show everybody this is so someone else is actually talking about the sun today. Is Disclosed TV on Twitter. It's a massive coronal hole spanning a quarter of the sun's circumference opens, enabling unusually fast solar winds to race towards Earth. So we should have some solar winds that should cause some mild disruptions to I don't know about disruptions, but just some increased KP indexes probably.
Maybe some bad cell phone coverage in areas or something.
Maybe.
Looks like a marble.
Definitely messed
Anybody
those ham
remember
radios.
marbles?
This is crazy. Look at this fire.
Wow.
And we'll play clips in a moment. And first saying, I don't know what happened. I have no idea what's going on. That was Wednesday and Thursday. Since Friday, he said, I'm pissed. I'm going to get to the bottom of who is in charge. I personally have a state investigation.
That looks like a
find out
movie.
Who's behind this?
It does, right?
That's like having Sylvester with Tweety Bird feathers sticking out of his mouth, and then he's asked by the little old lady in the Looney Tunes that's always beating him in the head with the umbrella when he gets caught eating Tweety Bird, and she makes him spit it out. And she goes, "Where is Tweety Bird?" He goes, "I don't know," and he's got feathers sticking out, and then Tweety Bird pushes up and opens his mouth up and says, "I'm right here, Mom." And then she whacks Sylvester with the broom or with the umbrella usually. Well, that's funny. That's Looney Tunes. But but the analogy is Newsom has Tweety Bird feathers sticking out of his mouth and is saying, "I don't know who's behind this, but I'm going to find him."
All of us want to know those answers, and I just don't want to wait because people are asking me.
He's got
I
that
want to know those
RFK
facts.
voice,
I want them
dude.
objectively
Ugh.
determined, and that the chips fall where they may. This is not about finger pointing.
You say what to
Yes,
people
it's not
who
about finger
insist
pointing.
that these independent investigations are
about finger
calls for
pointing.
them? Are you passing the blame onto other people?
I'm not. How could it be when we're doing an independent investigation and we just want the adjudication? Answering the questions you and everybody wants answered. And I think there's a propensity to wait to answer those questions, and people want immediacy. They want response and responsiveness.
Yeah, they don't have a fucking
and so
house
that's the
anymore,
idea.
dude.
Ultimately, here, does the buck stop with you?
I mean, you're governor of California. You're inviting them to be the mayor of California. We're all in this together. We're all better off. We're all better off. We're all better off. And we're working together to take care of people and to make sure people are supported. We're empathetic, and we're here not just in the immediacy of the.
He's empathetic, so he's going to do a video like from South Park. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
City government's not state government, dude. They're two separate entities.
Hey, Jim, have you covered or will you cover at some point how the federal government is going to fund recovery for California, but there's still people in like North Carolina and
I don't
wherever else?
understand. Here's the thing. I don't
Hawaii.
understand how Joe Biden has the authority to just say he's going to do that.
Right.
He said, we're going to cover the cost for 6 months for what exactly? Is it covering the what? Putting out the fires?
Or rebuilding?
Putting up the people in 5-star Airbnbs and hotels.
No, I didn't actually say that either, but there was a problem because I don't think they have any place to put the people. They're all filled with illegals.
Right. Ooh,
there's nowhere to go.
Conundrum.
Yeah.
And half the Airbnb fucking burnt down.
So do we shame the crap out of them when they kick out the illegal immigrants out of the hotels? Do we turn the virtue on them?
But they won't do that.
How dare
because
they?
They're more important. They're much more important.
Yeah, they won't.
They're shipping people out of California is what they're going to do. What was it? The mayor said, "Flee." Told people, "Flee, flee."
Really?
California. Yeah, that's what
I
she
have a
told
bunch
people.
of videos to pull up. Yeah,
Like-
there's.
That's in context. It's not like out of context. Like she's not saying flee like the fires and then come back. She's just like get the fuck out of California.
I don't know the way I saw it, but maybe you never know. Could be
no.
fake news. Who knows?
So here.
Maybe she's actually a hero. Maybe she's the person who needs to get more lesbians in the fire department because that will stop fires.
Here's one. LA's $750,000 a year water chief, Janice Quinones, knew about empty reservoir and broken hydrants months before the fire.
Well, okay. First of all, every city's got broken fucking hydrants. That's just a thing. Now,
Well, they
when
couldn't
that guy-
test or do anything because they were
when
supposed
that
to do a
guy in the
test
fire
before.
department said that they couldn't produce enough water, obviously that's a thing too, Jim. They're not normally fighting 40 house fires at one time on the same block, right? So the water
they
pressure
couldn't
can't
produce-
keep up.
Well, right, but they didn't have any. The reservoirs were empty, so they didn't have the water.
Well,
That was
that's
the
not what he
problem.
said. That's not what he said.
Well, they kind of said it because he said they couldn't produce enough water because they didn't have the water. So he's not gonna. He's not gonna start pointing.
He said it in
fingers
a
at
roundabout.
fire.
He made it sound like the capacitance for the water main couldn't push enough water out.
Yeah,
Which
like I said,
would
he was
make
walking
sense.
a fine line.
Yeah.
I called for him to come out, take a look for himself.
We want to do it in the spirit of an open hand, not a closed fist. He's the president-elect. I respect the office. We have a president of the United States that within 36 hours provided a major disaster declaration over a text. We had
how many people are going to get rich off of that money?
Yeah, but States, Joe Biden with 100% reimbursement, all the resources you could hope for, imagine, constant communication. I'd like to extend that to the president-elect.
Why didn't you do that to North Carolina,
what he's
Jim?
referring to when he talks
or
about
Hawaii?
the Delta smelt and reservoirs. The reservoirs are completely full. The state reservoirs here in Southern California. That mis and disinformation, I don't think advantages or aids any of us. Responding to Donald Trump's
Why would we
insults,
believe you?
We would spend another month. I'm very familiar with them. Every elected official that he disagrees with, very familiar with them.
We do know, though, from reporting here locally, that one reservoir that
Guy's
serves
like
the
talking to a
Palisades was
5-year-old
not
kid, Mark.
And
Look
that's
how little
exactly
he
what
is.
triggered my desire to get the investigation.
So he just said all the reservoirs were full. It's a lie. And the guy goes, well, no, that reservoir that serves the Palisades was empty. Well, that's why I'm going to have an investigation.
Yeah.
So he lied.
Jesus.
Already a lie. Yeah. And they haven't even started an actual investigation. He's talking to a 20-year-old retard from NBC News.
was not full.
And that's exactly what triggered
the Palisades was not full. That serves 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 the Palisades was not full.
And that's exactly what triggered my desire to get the investigation.
Elon should show that
Understand
like
what was
24
happening
hours
with
a
that
day.
local reservoir that was not a
Twitter.
state system reservoir, which the
Oh, it's not a state system reservoir.
But you just said it's
not a
hand in
state
hand.
system
You
reservoir.
work together.
It's not a state system reservoir. That's a county system reservoir. Oh,
So you're not giving them
So we have
access?
multiple. So we have state reservoirs and county reservoirs and city reservoirs, and they don't connect.
Or they're saving the state water for the fucking wineries or some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
No.
president-elect was referring to as it relates to the Delta and somehow connecting the Delta smelt to this fire, which is inexcusable because it's inaccurate, also incomprehensible to anyone that understands water policy in the state.
Yeah, Kevin, he's gonna come in here all happy. You won't see it on his face though. Hey guys, what's up?
All right. So and then here's this.
We saw this last night, right? Yeah.
This is the lady that was in charge of the water.
You call it powered by equity, and I know that it's been really important for the DWP to put an equity lens on everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Could you
And
imagine
that's,
you tune into the radio
number one
station
thing
and you got to
that
hear
attracted
these
me
two
to this.
women talking? You know what you're doing, right? Changing the station. Fuck.
You know something I've noticed too, and this isn't an attack on anybody that doesn't speak good English or anything, or proper English, has an accent. This isn't an attack in any way. I've just noticed this like a lot. Like anytime someone comes to my house from like UPS or FedEx or
you
go to the store, everyone has an accent.
I wouldn't know. I'm fairly isolated.
You know, and this lady has speaks like she doesn't speak English as her first language.
This lady's
That's my
not
point.
from here.
Well, then how is she in charge of the fucking water department for the fucking county of LA?
DEI, baby. It's not a fucking federal position. It's a state position. They can hire whoever they want, I guess. But I noticed this last night. I was like, wait, why is she in charge of the LA water system? She sounds like she's from Brazil or some shit, doesn't she? Or Mexico? Yeah.
Somewhere.
This role. Coming from the communities that I come, seeing what I've seen through my career in utilities and through the military, I've been in the Coast Guard 19 and a half years now. So I got 6 more months to qualify for my 20 years.
She's there
which
for the
was my
20
original
years. That's
goal.
all she's there for.
Well, it's
So
also
she's in the Coast Guard. Wait, Coast Guard what? Reserves? So she probably was a DEI hire in the Coast Guard, was able to get in and got a green card for being in the Coast Guard. I don't know, just as my guess from the way she talks. She got a green card for getting into the Coast Guard, which it's almost impossible for an American citizen to get in the fucking Coast Guard.
It is hard.
You gotta know somebody to get in. You gotta have like a congressman or a senator vouch.
And those guys ain't leaving once they get those jobs. No.
Oh, congratulations,
thank
and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
It's important to me that everything we do,
Fuck you.
it's with an equity lens and social
Why?
justice and making sure that we right.
Can
the
somebody
wrongs
tell me
that
what
we've done
social
and
justice is? I
Right the
don't-
wrongs of the past. You know,
Yeah.
why?
But is that
you know,
justice?
Why Why did the fucking
Not
Department
usually,
of
no.
Justice, why did the Biden DOJ decide after 100 years after the Tulsa, whatever, the Tulsa, Oklahoma, the race riot shit, the Wall Street thing?
The Black Wall
Why
Street
they
thing.
decided to do a fucking investigation now and say all this shit now, 100 years later, just to cause more problems and cause more strife, so that people can say, "Oh, see, but people were racist, so now it's okay to be racist now." That's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're pointing out, "Oh, see, these people were racist, so it's okay for you to be racist now."
To reverse that, that's right. You've got to pay them back. Pay those evil people back.
Vengeance seems like justice in the eyes of the envious and the nihilistic.
Very good point.
Social justice and making sure that we right the wrongs that we've done in the past from an
That's not
infrastructure
our wrongs.
perspective, and
We
that
didn't do it.
involve the community in that process. And this
From the
this
infrastructure
utility is serious
perspective?
about it, is
What?
authentic about
The
it.
problem is the
and
problems, if
so,
you let them go natural, take like 2, 3, 4 generations to solve, which is how it should be done because it would resolve naturally and everything.
It was
could be
resolving
cool by
until
God.
fucking Obama
It's
was here.
true. It was getting close. It was
Yeah.
kind of getting close, but we had another couple or 2 decades, I'd say, at least. But
Yeah, now it's reset, and we got a long time to go.
I did see a post that Black Lives Matter chick lost 2 of her houses in the fire.
Oh,
There's
cool.
The Atlantic says the real story of the wildfires isn't about malice or incompetence. It's about well-intentioned policies with unintended consequences. Oh man.
Oh, that's
it's
exactly
that
what
last
they.
2 words.
Yeah, that's exactly what they say when we go to war, Jim. Oh, just had unintended consequences.
Over the
We couldn't
past
imagine the consequences at all. We couldn't factor, and we do all this other analytical work on everything. But this one, we just can't do it. What do we got, Jim?
It says, over the past week, fires have ravaged greater Los Angeles, killing at least 10 people, destroying more than 10,000 buildings, scorching more than 35,000 acres, and forcing the evacuation of at least 180,000 residents. The dry Santa Ana winds continue to blow, threatening to spread the destruction further. As I write this, a backpack stuffed with mementos, documents, and a water bottle sits next to the front door of my West Los Angeles apartment. Commentators waste no time to find a villain. Was it Mayor Karen Bass, who had left the city for Ghana before the fires began? Doubtful. So they're doubtful. Without any investigation, they're doubtful it's her fault.
Right.
What about budget cuts to the Los Angeles Fire Department? In fact, its budget recently grew by $50 million. When recently was that? How many years ago? Because they cut it. They have the proof. They have the documents. It was cut. The budget this year was $23 million less than it was last year. That's just the facts.
Right.
You can see the numbers.
Jeez.
Wasn't the 2022 donation of firefighter boots and helmets to Ukraine? It was more than firefighting boots and helmets. It was equipment. It was trucks and pumps. And it says water is in short supply, not uniforms. So the real story of the wildfires isn't about malice or competence. It's about well-intentioned policies with unintended consequences. Take insurance, a $1 trillion industry built to identify risks, particularly from disasters such as wildfires. Insurance companies communicate this risk to homeowners through higher premiums. Well, I can't read the rest of it because this fucking suckers put a thing on it. But anyway, so yeah, they're just trying to shift the blame to someone else. So
I like how they have a backpack full of their mementos, documents, and a bottle of water. True survivor skills, huh?
Yeah.
Like they're
Gavin
fucking
Newsom
knickknacks.
Gavin Newsom just issued an executive order that will allow victims of the SoCal fires to not get caught up in the bureaucratic red tape and quickly rebuild their homes. We're also extending key price gouging protections to help make rebuilding more affordable. So, and this is a good one here. Is like, how did all that red tape get there, Gavin? Who put all the red tape there?
Yeah.
Why does it go back to 2014? I want to know. Why?
Why?
Just why?
He can't. He's not going to be able to control this shit. The price will be the price, and they'll just name a new price.
Okay, here we go. Here's another good one. So people I saw some people on Twitter too trying to say that cops are lying and saying that there's looters and they're doing all this stuff because they just want to arrest people and do stuff. It's just ridiculous.
But when I was out there in the Malibu area, I saw a gentleman that looked like a firefighter, and I asked him if he was okay because he was sitting down. I didn't realize we had him in handcuffs. We were turning him over to LAPD because he was dressed like a fireman, and he was not. He just got caught burglarizing a home. But when I was out there in the Malibu area.
So they're dressed as firefighters. And then there was a report, I don't know if it's yesterday or today, that they broke into the Army Reserve Barracks in LA and stole a bunch of shit, Humvees and machine gun mounts for tripods and bayonets, and, binoculars, radios. And they said, don't worry, they couldn't get in the place that had the uniforms. So they didn't have uniforms.
That's ballsy, though, robbing the fucking army.
Yeah. But so, you
that is pretty bold. Fucking cartel do that shit, though, man. That's cartel shit, right?
But on U.S. soil, I can understand, like, out of country, yeah, that's bound to happen. But U.S. soil.
But in California's like being in U.S. soil, dude. They don't fucking prosecute these illegals when they do shit.
True.
Although it would be federal, so they wouldn't have to wait. Like the feds would arrest these guys for stealing the Humvees and shit on a base.
Yeah.
Unless was it the National Guard, Jim, or was it California National Guard?
They said California. They said Army Reserve Barracks.
Army Reserve. Okay, so yeah, it's a federal building. Yeah.
So I played this earlier on CG Church, but I just wanted everyone, I don't know, maybe some people are here or there. Maduro says he's going to invade Puerto Rico and liberate them from the U.S.
Who is this guy?
He's the dictator of Venezuela.
Okay. So, yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
So,
so he just announced a fucking act of war.
An act of war, yeah.
Yeah. But Biden,
against the U.S. territory. It's a U.S. territory, guys.
Yes.
Which is the
Elon
United
Musk
States.
is doing a lot of good stuff. He's been pre-positioning. They said they're going to anyone who was expecting to take delivery of a Cybertruck over the next week or so, that's going to be delayed because they're rerouting all the Cybertrucks to California to use as portable power generation. That way they could power. They could take them out of the area that's damaged, get them recharged, get them back in. People can power stuff with them, and they can use them to run Starlinks.
Cool.
So it's real nice what he's doing there and stuff. And then he's going to have them in some kind of grid pattern areas, most of the Malibu area, and then says he's going to also add security personnel in the vehicle and snacks and beverages for passersby. I guess when you got $500 billion, you could do stuff like this.
Yeah, but so do a lot of other people, Jim, and they ain't doing this shit. Plenty of billionaires out there ain't doing this shit.
I gotta say, he seems to always step up when something bad happens to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alex Jones, America Burns, grabbing treachery. Live right now.
And then, I remember Trump always saying, you gotta trim the underbrush, you gotta clear it out. You can't have that deadwood, which is standard fire mitigation forever. Again, the whole Western world, and they do it in Asia as well, anywhere that they want to burn down. You don't have a bunch of deadwood. You don't have a bunch of brush growing up by your house on the roads. They cut fire department.
Dude, they burn the grass in the ditches to stop fires from starting. Where I live, like every year they're out there burning the fucking tall grass in these ditches, or they're scraping them, huh? All right, Zia.
Hey, Zia,
I didn't even notice Zia was on. Hi, Zia.
Yeah, Jim didn't notice.
How did that get
all.
in there?
Is she gonna do a fucking snow angel? Jim, did you show that yet?
No, I ain't showing that.
You did a snow angel?
Mint did one.
Apologies to those expecting Cybertruck deliveries in California over the next few days. We need those trucks as mobile base stations to provide power to Starlink internet terminals in LA without connectivity. Stuff. Yeah.
So they're producing these trucks pretty quick now, though. He's saying they'll be delivered by the end of the week instead. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So my question is Elon just got the reach and the platform that we know that he's like a billionaire that does actual good humanitarian work, or Are there actually some others? I'd really like to know.
I think Bill Gates, he has this plan where if you reduce the population of the Earth to 500 million instead of 8 billion, things will get better. So
Elemental,
totally
if you were but if you were one of those 500 million, would it not be true?
Yes, but you would have nothing, dude. You think the world's going to... No, but I'm saying
surplus population.
All those people that would survive don't have the ability to generate the power or make the food or anything. So they're fucking retarded.
Yeah, it'd be straight Amish instantly. Yeah. I get that. I'm kind of all right with that to an extent. It's preferable to the hellscape that we're entering into.
Or part of.
I mean, I don't know. The federal government has spent so much money trying to get internet to places that they can't, and they haven't done it. They just keep wasting money. It seems like, obviously, Elon, whatever, you don't have to like him, but Starlink works.
Right.
And
that's what I'm on right now, fellas.
Nice.
I've had a Starlink installed at my house since the hurricanes came through, and I can't complain. Whenever my Comcast goes down, I just go right to Starlink.
And it works fine.
It works fine.
Are the prices starting to come down a bit too, like monthly wise?
It's $120 for unlimited.
$120 for unlimited.
Okay.
Yeah. See, what scares people is with Elon, you're paying for the hardware, dude. Ain't no rental bullshit. You're gonna pay for the dish and the router up front.
Yeah, but it's not even that much money.
It's
in all honesty,
it is if you're 25 years old, Jim, and you want internet. When you can call fucking Xfinity and they'll come out for $50. When Elon says, I'm going to need 500, and you go, oh, shit.
My Xfinity bill is $400 a month.
What the
fuck? Yeah, but you have your cell phone through them.
No, that's not my cell phones. My cell phone that's a different bill. That's $250 for the cell phone.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing, Jim?
I got Gigaspeed through Xfinity.
$450 a month?
Yeah,
Do you have business or something?
What?
You have
a business account?
Business line?
No, I just have the Gigaspeed account.
I know. I just switched to MetroNet, but even Extreme before Giga was like $80 to $120 a month.
I know Giga is $450. They're ripping you off, dude.
Maybe it's something to do with Florida and the fact that he's in a dense ass city.
I mean, I have cable too, so I'm paying for cable TV. So.
Oh, he leaves that out, Dave.
Oh yeah, that's $180 at least.
Right. If
that
not,
he
like
never fucking uses. He doesn't use that shit. But the people that come to stay with him watch it, right?
I still have a house phone.
That's understandable, though.
That's part of your Xfinity too, though, right?
Yeah, that's $40 a month just for the house phone.
Oh.
Does it ever ring?
Much.
Yeah, with fucking spam calls all the time. All that everyone calls is fucking spam.
Which I have my phone too, but I've turned that sucker off years ago. Just because everything was a telemarketing call.
I just use
damn half my phone calls on my cell phone are spam now, though. Fucking sucks, dude.
Well, that's the whole idea of the home phone is to make sure that all the spam goes to your home phone, so none of it goes to your cell phone again.
Yes, that's
that's what you do. Is like you change your cell phone number, get your home phone turned on, and then whenever you start a new account, it's with your home phone number, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll just give my office number. That's what I should do.
There you go. Yeah.
Your boss's office number.
Yeah, that's what I mean. My office number. I don't have an office. I mean, I have a workspace, but send it to Nebraska. Here we go.
Dan Blackroyd's got it. Oh man, Jim buys the solar flare protection insurance each month.
Fox 11 LA.
Yep. Now there's Comcast Black coming out, dude. Yeah, they're installing it in Chicago right now. Yep, that's what it's called, Comcast Black.
I'd like to get the Google. I would, if they had it available, the Google Fiber. I would get that, but
dude, they've stopped putting it in. It's not a big priority for Google anymore. I don't think they were converting as many people as they thought they would in these cities that they started. 20 years ago now, dude. That shit's 20 years ago that Google was starting putting in fiber. But you don't hear about any big, giant Google builds, especially after Elon came out with Starlink. Google's like, well, fuck, that's better. Like,
right?
We can just throw a bunch of satellites in space and not have to dig in all these fucking cities.
Yeah, but I think it's limited. The thing with the satellites, though, I think it's limited. Like your up is limited to like 10 or 20 megabits.
It hasn't affected me, except once in a while it does if it's snowy outside or something. But other than that, I'm good. I'm happy.
It depends on what you do, like video editing and stuff. When you go to upload, it is really nice to have speed and ability. Plus, you got gaming and streaming, and then you got just businesses with servers and other stuff. So it's definitely, we need the hard line. But yeah, with Starlink and then Metronet and what Comcast or Mediacom or whatever, we got enough freaking digital lines going on.
Yeah, like right now, my wife is watching TV. The TV's on downstairs in the basement. I'm sure my son's probably playing his fucking Xbox, and I'm live streaming, and I'm good on Starlink all at once. So that's pretty good. I mean, because the phone line in front of my house was put in 1950 probably, and it's a copper cable. So there's no chance of me getting any high-speed internet line to my house. It's Frontier, Jim. You know Frontier. They suck.
You don't have Comcast where you're at?
Oh, no, they're 4 miles away, but they refuse to go outside the fucking 4 mile line because it's considered rural at that point. They don't want to have to dig.
But wait a second,
those.
there were billions of dollars set aside to get you connected.
Everybody gets high speed, right? Right, Mark?
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, but don't they still? That's the thing. I think they still consider DSL to be high speed.
But DSL will only
The
work
federal
if,
government. The
but they have.
DSL,
The problem is they don't have enough of the stations to make the DSL work in these rural areas, and they don't want to put them in because they're expensive. They're expensive to keep pushing that light
but
through
I think
the line.
DSL is only like 60, like a download speed of like 60. I think. 60
Yeah, it's
megabits.
terrible. It's terrible. Like Starlink's better. Yeah, Starlink's better. Yeah.
It's kind of doable to an extent, but then again, at the same time, I went from the basic plan to the gigabyte plan, and my whole entire computer functioned completely different, better, everything, faster, smoother, quicker. I'm just like, it's insane how much is relying on the internet nowadays when you're using your PC and stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everything pretty much now connects to the internet. It's like
And it's constantly cycling, and
yeah, if you pull your task manager up and just watch it whenever you're just doing stuff, and it's like, wait, why is this? What's this? It's all you'll see all these things connected.
There's like 120 things. I'm just like,
you're like,
what?
I didn't agree to go online for this. What the hell?
Right?
Somewhere in the background.
I'm like, I'm not even on the internet right now. Why are you running? Why can't I close you down? What is this?
I don't know. Something must have went wrong. I think my graphics. I think I need a new graphics card. My graphics card's been acting screwy lately. Keeps every once in a while.
Graphics card, guys.
I think it might have, but something keeps acting weird. Like it'll say all of a sudden it'll say it's using 100% of the graphics card, and it's like, what?
Well, you're using like an actual somebody else's platform though, aren't you, to do the AI? You're not doing it off your own computer. Yeah.
No.
So it shouldn't.
He's doing it off the
using
internet.
GPU. Yeah, he's not using his own GPU to do it.
No, I'm saying like right now it says I was using like 50% of my graphics card. I'm like,
How many tabs you got open?
Well, it's
9.
How many
That's
are
not
video
terrible.
though?
9.
Video's running.
7. I guess maybe it's good. I don't know. Maybe it's fine.
I don't know. I don't have a nice GPU like that, so I can't tell you. I have 9 running tabs, and my shit's gonna.
I have an old GPU. Mine's 8 years old. It's a 1080.
Oh, that's what I have too. So, but if I run 9 videos at once on this thing, it's not gonna do what I did last week trying to come on here.
Mark, what peasants are we dealing with? Oh my god!
I got a 24 processor though in my.
I need to actually. I bought a new PC, a used one, and I haven't actually done anything with it yet.
Oh, you sound like
Mike Partika.
Yeah, Partika.
Well, it's kind of similar to what I have, just with a better graphics card. So it's like, be nice.
Well, maybe you could part it out and combine some stuff and
Some wild
make a super
video.
powerful
Check out
computer.
this fire.
No, but it will be
Fox
useful for
11
like streaming
LA
and other
the
stuff, so I
Palisades fire.
can
This was
divide
last night about
divide
10:45
labor.
local time.
Right.
This one's been all over social media. Unbelievable. Yeah, you get big pressure changes, big temperature changes, and you can see those. It's a real thing. There's actually been an EF3 fire NATO that happened in the past. I'm trying to remember which fire it was from.
Ooh, so
several years
cool.
ago, but just the point is, you can actually get
Quit making shit up.
tornadoes that
I
have
want to
fire
see a
in them
fire
that,
tornado.
can get pretty strong.
Seems
It's more like a
real.
dust devil than
Don't
an
take
actual
this away
tornado
from
that
me,
should come out
Dave.
of a
No, I
super
know, but the
cell. My
guy, he's
goodness,
like,
you want to
it
talk
happened
about
years
a
ago, but he couldn't
contrast in
remember,
what
like
we've seen
Eric
across
July.
the country over the last couple of days.
Sorry.
And you can see this time of year, December,
Shouldn't have
January.
said that name out loud.
You can get Santa Ana winds events that
I didn't hear
lead
it.
to fires, of course.
I meant Derek
fires
June.
of this magnitude. It's historic, and it's something that all those people are never going to forget. I'm never going to forget covering it as far as my career goes, because this is it's just been incredibly wild and memorable.
Why does he look like Aaron and Holtz right there? Like a fucking retard.
There were fire tornadoes in Germany.
Thieves are dressed up as firefighters to burglarize the abandoned homes. Yeah, so
criminal activity. We had several more arrests overnight, bringing our total to approximately, I'm going to say approximately because we're still trying to reconcile numbers, about 29, 25 in the Eaton Fire area and 4 in the Palisades area. I'm going to guess that Chief McDonald may talk about this, but when I was out there in the Malibu area,
These fucking sign language people, Mark. Holy shit.
I know. I'm wondering what the hell he's doing.
They've got fucking closed captions, people. Stop this bullshit, California.
LAPD because he was dressed like a fireman and he was not. He just got caught burglarizing a home.
I could kind of understand it if it wasn't for the fact that recently it came out that a lot of them have no idea what the fuck they're doing, and they're just
they're all fake.
Yeah.
The other day, I saw this lady going with her tongue. I'm like, that's not fucking sign language.
And apparently there's different like dialects and shit like that too. Because I follow this deaf chick on Twitter, and she be spouting a bunch of random facts about being deaf. So there's like,
you gotta be really careful when you follow deaf people because you always sneak up on them.
Here's
you just
what I
gotta
want to know.
jam deaf metal, Jim, so they can hear it. Hear you coming.
Please send this deaf chick a message. When the closed captioning says tense music playing, do they know what that fucking means?
I've kind of wondered those questions too. You know what? I'm gonna have to ask her because I'm actually interested as well.
Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't doubt it, Doc, if there's some kind of crypto miner virus keeping my GPU busy, because sometimes it goes crazy.
You got to run that CC cleaner like constantly. I run it every time before I stream or get on a stream or
what is it?
Game or C cleaner.
It stands for crap cleaner, by the way.
Is it good?
It's old. My site used to.
Is that
cover
from
all
like the
stuff.
90s?
It goes way back.
I remember something like I haven't used something like that in a long time, but I did delete that Norton antivirus, Mark. That shit is annoying. Keep reminding me that I need to protect myself. Stop.
I've just been using the Windows Defender, and it seems to work fine.
Yeah, I tried, and eventually I just couldn't stand it. My CPU I needed something to clean out the junk.
Yeah.
Dude, all I know is there was never viruses until they started making antivirus. It was like a challenge. Like, we're going to break that shit. But I can honestly say, never had a virus on any computer. But I don't click on emails. I don't know who they're from either. If I see an email that I didn't like send somebody as a if that's not a response to an email, I don't even open it. Fuck you. I don't care if it says USPS. I ain't opening that shit.
I'm not an IT expert, but I'm fairly sure just being on the internet is going to get you some viruses eventually. Just
I thought you have to like download stuff on your computer to get viruses. You got
there's all kinds of other ways to do it. You can visit some infected sites and all that. But
Really?
if you're a YouTube and Twitter person, and that's really like the stuff you do, and you're not downloading, you're going to be fine. Things are not nearly as bad as people try to make it out to seem. So.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. Masks.
We saw an apartment building engulfed in flames. I saw the fire engine pull up this afternoon. A fire captain have one of his firefighters attach a hose to a hydrant, and that hose didn't fill up, Alex. And I asked the captain, out of every 10 hydrants you attach to today, on average, how many are you getting full water from? He says little to none. And it was at that point that really the whole crew stopped, looked up at this apartment building, and they realized there was nothing they could do except we saw.
Break out the marshmallows. Oh, too soon. Okay.
Yeah, they don't even have time to go in and steal anything.
Did you see that lady though using the garden hose to protect her house?
That's
that's a true firefighter right there.
No, but people used to do like.
No, I know, I know, but
a lot of people
I'm just wondering if she got the letter that her insurance was canceled. So she's like, "Fuck, I got to save this place."
I know some people used to, like the people that had like swimming pools and stuff. They would put a pump in there, have a pump that could do like like a submersible pump.
Yeah.
Like a 3-inch hose or whatever, and throw it in your pool and use that to just pump on your house to keep your house from burning down, stuff like that. But what are you gonna do? Here, oh, this is great. This is the mayor. I don't know if you guys know who the mayor is.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by
He was in
millions of
Ghana.
dollars, Madam Mayor?
Yeah. Biden sent her to Ghana.
Nothing to say today?
Why would
Absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
Why would
Elon
you
Musk
send a
says that you're
fire
utterly
official to
incompetent.
Ghana?
Are you considering your position?
The mayor of California. Why? Yeah.
What? Still,
begs the question:
Madam Mayor,
why
have you
send the
absolutely
mayor
nothing
of
to say to the citizens
California
today?
to
To
Ghana
Ghana.
for an inauguration in Ghana? Why does send the Secretary of
It's a
State or
Marxist
somebody?
that won.
No apology.
She's got
for them?
nothing to say.
Nothing.
Do you think
She
you should
probably
have
doesn't
been
understand what the
visiting
fuck
Ghana
is
while this
happening,
was
bro.
unfolding back home?
Well, no, she just doesn't have an answer. So instead of just saying, "Listen, she could have any number of things she could say, but just ignore the questions. Don't say anything."
I suppose.
I thought she was going to say we need more lesbians because more lesbian. Oh, okay, never mind. She's disembarking from an airport. They caught her
Mayor, let me ask
in
you
an
just
airport.
again, have you anything to say
that
to
what
the
that was?
citizens today as you return?
Who's this guy with the accent that's a reporter? Who the fuck is this guy? Is he from fucking Russia
Madam Mayor,
TV?
Just a few words for the citizens today as you return.
He came in on an H-1B visa because we didn't have any smart enough people to operate a microphone.
I just want to know if he's from like that Habib network
It
or
says
whatever.
Sky
Just
News, so maybe he's a Sky News reporter.
yeah, he's Sky News. Okay,
And that's all over the world. So,
and they're so fucking woke. They hire anybody.
There she goes.
I still don't understand this fire hydrant thing
As
being
you say,
broken in
she
fucking
wasn't
LA.
very
I
keen,
mean,
to
I understand
answer any
regular
of your
cities, but you're talking about a
questions
city
there.
that's
And
always
the
on
fire
fire.
chiefs are also admitting
Yeah,
that
but
they
dude,
just
there's
don't have
thousands of
enough
hydrants.
personnel
They just
to
go
take
bad.
out the fires.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
and it
that
takes a
would be
lot of
more
work to replace a
priority.
hydrant.
Fighting all sorts of challenges.
yeah.
They're talking
A
about
lot.
a water shortage. There are reports of fire hydrant failures.
It takes a lot of
They've
work,
been
Jim.
unable to use fire.
When there's other-
I mean, if the
for
pipes
much of the
underground
day
are
due to
fucked,
the
it takes a lot of
smoke
work.
that
But
is
just
billowing
replacing a
ominously
hydrant.
from
And
the
in
Hillsborough
actuality, here's the
wildfire.
thing: California, their hydrants are not going to go bad like in Chicago or the Midwest.
It will if they're not. It will if they're not exercising them or they're not.
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
but they'll just seize up. But the thing is that they don't rust. There's no salt. There's no snow. They're not freezing. They're not breaking. They're not expanding and contracting with the freezing. Heat,
Right.
Different stuff.
Right.
So they're not going to go bad like in Chicago or New York or Minnesota.
St. Louis, even. Yeah.
So that's kind of just more my point is just the complete negligence of California because that's
Yeah, they
literally
just-
one of the
they-
most
they-
fundamental infrastructures of
They've had
LA.
tons of money put aside that they're supposed to be doing maintenance and stuff. And it's like, well, why are we doing this maintenance? Well, just spend the money on something else. Take that money and spend it on, let's spend $40 billion on illegals because we could use the money. Why do this? What's the big deal? We haven't had a fire in 20 years, so why do we care?
50 years. 50, right?
50 years.
Yeah.
So why bother?
Yeah, we can't let the hotels go out of business, okay? We just can't let them go out of business. We got to stock these illegals in there and pay for them.
Fires are raging, and I suppose despite that political storm, this is of course at its heart a human story because we've
Is that
now
an Irish
80,000
accent?
people evacuated, tens of thousands
Yeah.
of others are on standby to be evacuated. 2 lives have been lost in the Eaton fire, which is what's causing the consequence
think.
behind us. The city's iconic landscape almost
Who the fuck
shrouded
knows?
completely by the smoke, and they're really just taking it one step at a time, hoping at some stage the wind's going to
I'll be right
change
back.
direction.
And that looks like a very nice house that's destroyed there.
Right.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was a
pretty.
mansion,
Yeah.
a McMansion or something.
Looks like some Fresh Prince of Bel-Air shit right there.
Jen Psaki says it's Donald Trump and Elon Musk's fault.
Of course it is.
Well, duh. Orange Man equals fire.
Yeah, but they hate Elon Musk more right now.
Well, I don't blame them on that. Elon Musk is easy to hate.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
Into the bushes there and getting a little closer to the homes, but look behind it.
Yeah.
What is this? This is Farmers Fire Road. What the fuck is this?
So they
It's
got
not
a
even
map.
on the road either.
They got a map
Yeah.
overlaid on. I don't know what
That is Sullivan.
Big flames
Sullivan
right behind
Fire
it.
Road.
Wow. Oh,
That's-
this is very
that-
precarious. Look at that wall of flames coming towards them.
Into the
Whatever.
There are reports that the arsonist carrying a blowtorch trying to set fire to LA was carrying 5 cell phones and a UN refugee debit card. When this story first came out, I tried to confirm it, and after I couldn't, I talked to the OP, and I was able to determine that they had fabricated the story using the Internet Archive. I keep seeing people repeat it, including Grok, and I wanted to set the record straight. I have no dog in this hunt. The story was compelling enough that I wanted to make sure I could find some corroborative for you. Anyway, that is all. Okay. Is he saying that this person, like,
Maybe it's fake. Maybe it is fake. Who knows?
Saying that specific story was a fabricated story. Could still be people lighting shit on fire and refugees.
I know this
but
guy was arrested though, and everything. So maybe the story that he had a refugee card and a 5
It
cell
was an
phone.
old story. It was this dude. I don't know what he's arrested for, but it was an old indictment.
Yeah, Eric July had put out a warrant for his arrest. Oh wait, that's a different person.
I thought you meant back there.
I chose this day to clear the brush in my backyard. Maybe it was a bad day to do that. I don't know.
I'm just trying to cook up some food, bro.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
The governor's team reached out to us earlier this afternoon on Friday and said that the governor wanted to answer some questions and that he would have a couple of announcements. You have concerns that he might withhold disaster assistance when he becomes president?
He's been pretty straightforward about that. He's tried to do it in the past. He's not just done it here in California.
Trump never withheld any disaster aid from anyone. That's a fucking lie.
Of course.
An outright lie.
Yeah.
What he said was, hey, you have to start cleaning the shit. You guys got to start doing this stuff in the woods here. You got to take care of this. We keep giving us money. You need to do what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
We'll help you when something happens, but you need to try to mitigate it, you know?
Yeah. They'll never admit any of that. It's so easy to make Trump look like the bad guy.
No, this is Newsom running for president already, right?
Puerto Rico, he didn't even.
He did it in Puerto Rico. Trump withheld aid from Puerto Rico. Bullshit. Did not.
Lies.
Never happened.
Nope.
In Utah, he did it in
What happened to
Connecticut, in other states. Georgia, he got upset and withheld emergency dollars in 2018.
North Carolina, just a little while ago, Trump did that.
Down in Orange County,
like a year ago.
How about Hawaii 2 years ago?
I remember said there were a lot of Trump supporters. Then he decided to change his mind, and so the rhetoric is very, very
FEMA
familiar.
did say, prioritize
and
those
it's
Trump
increasingly
houses. You see a Trump
acute,
sign,
and
prioritize
obviously we all
those.
have reason
God,
to
I
be
hate this
concerned
guy.
about.
What's the disinformation you were referring to in the letter, and what is the correct information?
Well, I mean, look, what the president
You notice
elect
how he
was
can't look the
saying
guy in
about
the eyes when he
state
answers a
water
question?
project
Fucking
and the Delta
guy.
smelt
Liar.
somehow being culpable of somehow leading to some of the challenges that we face down here was it's words. It's a salad.
Jim, you know what this is about, though?
It's the form and
This
substance
is about
of
all the
fog. It's
farmland that
made
was
up.
destroyed because of the
It's
Delta
delusional.
smelt. So they're going to use it
And it's a
against him forever.
consistent mantra from Trump going back years and years and years.
Yeah,
and
because
it's
you created it.
reinforced over and over and over within the right wing. And so it's become gospel. And it's so profoundly ignorant. And yet he absolutely believes it. It's not an ignorance on his part. It's
No, because he's talking about the entire state. The Delta smelt stuff is, that's up north. That's up, northern California. All the problems up there with the water is because of the Delta smelt. There's different fish problem in Southern California and snails and some kind of fucking salamander and then some plants.
The point is, it's about
everywhere.
priorities. It's about the priorities of California, right? It's not the citizens are worried about. It's about ridiculousness that doesn't make their citizens' lives any better. And I think that's the point, Gavin. You disingenuous cum-sucker.
Fuck him.
Fuck him is right.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Boy, this looks like a great person.
The DEI movement has never had a larger success, which looks pretty large, than it's had in the fire industry. Take, for example, Sarah Boone, Portland's fire chief during the BLM riots. Let's see what she's got to say.
Our members put their lives in harm's way in order to keep these fires small, in order to save lives.
What?
This was a traumatic experience for everybody.
Why do I feel like she's talking to herself in a mirror? There's nobody in the room with her, Mark.
Understand when we
Her
talk
eyes
about
look
trauma,
really weird.
I know. Like,
when we talk about fear,
I know government
when we
cameras
talk
suck,
about
but
nobody is there.
God, this
to
is
protect us,
creepy as fuck.
That's what Black people feel every single
Oh,
day.
Jesus Christ.
Black people?
Whether you're going to a grocery store,
What?
whether you're raising a child, whether you're walking across the street.
What does that have to do with fires?
City Hall, you have
Now
already
you could
been
suffer too, like the black people do every day. People light them on fire every day. Didn't you know that? Like everywhere you go, that's why you see them. They're always on fire.
They're always burning. Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
poof, they
Because of the
burst
color
into flames.
of your skin.
Huh.
So this
Wow.
is not about one killing or one moment.
Is she still the
or
fucking
where we
fire
are
chief?
today. If you really want to help understand,
We don't.
yeah, of
We
Portland,
don't.
where it's always raining and shit, and you don't
And
gotta
it's-
worry about fires.
And it's full of
Well,
white
that's true,
people.
too.
Portland's full of white people, by the way.
see the
That's
world
true too.
through our
Jesus
eyes,
Christ.
through
They're just
black
gonna
and
do a
white
bunch of drugs and be strung out on the
our
corner.
perspective.
Well, she looks like she's on drugs. Whatever's with her eyes, it's really weird.
She does look like she took a hit of acid before this, right? Or Jim made an AI video and he's tricking us. Like,
I think some shrooms and maybe a little MDMA or something.
this person is your boss. Imagine you have to go into this lady to defend why you want to raise.
No, even more, Dave. This is the type of candidate that they have to let through now to like
This is
Baltimore
a
Police Department because they lowered all their like test
Standards.
requirements and
Yeah.
everything.
This is almost who was going to be president if Kamala won.
Just Kamala
The
speaks
thing
quicker.
about time is it's passing. It's the passage of time, and time marches forward because it can't go back. It's looking
Space
back.
is this thing
It's
that you
just
look up.
remembering.
You know, the
Russia is a large country. It attacked Ukraine,
that whole thing about
which
the
is a
astronauts
smaller
going to
country.
space, and you know, when you look up at the sky and you
I
see the
wish I had it.
stars, you're in space.
The moon. The moon.
Oh, I found out the moon
It's
does
mostly
spin. I saw a
gas.
great video on this channel called Someone Tells You. The moon spins.
It's mostly gas.
Supposedly.
And it puts off light.
It's
and
a
we
fake
can almost
news
not get close
article.
to it because of the gas and light. But the sun is really hot.
Are you
Remember that
sure?
video with
Have
the
you
one
touched it?
Congresswoman?
Is that
Jim,
not an illusion? Does our heat not come from the moon, maybe?
I don't know.
Inspiration for video ideas. This lady right here.
Oh my God.
Oh,
You
it's
gotta
hot.
replicate it. Add a little more humor to it.
Oh, here's something that I wanted to see.
They are the first to bring in explosive ammunition rounds that they will soon distribute to officers
Oh,
on the West
what?
Plaza. Officer
What?
Tara Tyndall is crouched on the
Did I
ground,
just hear
readying
that
CS
right?
gas rounds.
And here they are. Oh, this was on January 6th. Because this people don't realize like that they were throwing concussion grenades into the crowd. That's what caused everybody to go crazy. It's this. Like they just started chucking grenades into the crowd.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. The crowd where? At
A
Trump's
peaceful protest
rally?
on January 6th. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
at the Capitol building?
Outside the Capitol.
They were so terrified of this mob of white people with no weapons that they were throwing concussion grenades into the crowd?
There was a lot of fishy shit on that day. Like a lot of that shit was happening before the people that were actually visiting Trump and at his like at his talk or whatever speech. By the time they even got down to the White House or down to the Capitol building, all this shit was already popped off.
Yeah.
Like, people were already inside. There's fucking gas and smoke and shit was already going on inside. They were rioting outside, like shoving the cops and fighting with the cops. Like, the whole thing was ridiculously orchestrated for some weird.
But it's just too, is like what was orchestrated was that exactly when the breach happened, that they started letting them all in and did all this shit, was exactly when the Senate was getting ready to vote, and when there was 9 senators that were going to oppose the counting of the votes and say, oh, this has to get sent, like basically to say, no, we're not accepting.
Right.
And because if you have if you have one congressman, one senator that both agree and say, no, there's something wrong here
in the
then it
same
has to
state.
go to-
Yeah.
no, just 2 people to oppose a state's votes, like to oppose a state's count and say there's a problem. It has to get voted on in the whole House and the whole Senate then, and it's a majority vote says yes or no that those votes count.
Yeah, we all know Biden's election was a fraud.
Can't
at this
have that
point.
It's like they planned it. Honestly, it's like they perfectly planned it so that to keep Ted Cruz and all those other senators that were going to say, yeah, no, there's a problem here.
Yeah, keep them out of the room.
To keep them from being able to say it, because then immediately, then after all this shit happened, then they nobody challenged the vote anymore. They just said, no, that's too, oh my God, no, he's let it go now.
Barb Rogers says Fedception. Absolutely.
Those stingers that they're throwing in, what that is an explosive with these rubber balls that run out, that basically like you're getting shot with rubber bullets.
Yeah.
They explode. They use them in riots in prisons. Not people that are peacefully protesting or whatever they're doing.
They're not even protesting, Dad.
They're just exercising their rights to be heard.
To free speech.
Free speech. And they just start whipping grenades in there.
Commander Officer Robert Glover gives the first audible authorization to deploy explosives into the crowd.
Stingmore deployed! Stingmore deployed! Stingmore deployed! Stingmore deployed!
So that's what caused the riot to start.
You're goddamn right. Shit, we're just out here loving our country, and this shit happens.
Now, did you see any of that shit happen in any time when they were burning buildings down during the BLM riots and all that stuff?
Yeah, this kid named Rittenhouse capped a few motherfuckers, and it was pretty awesome.
But there was nobody throwing.
I don't know about grenades, but there's cops like with actual like the rubber pellet rifles and guns and shit like that.
Yeah, but I mean, these grenades would have been pretty handy to break up the crowd real quick. Like, these are pretty awesome. I won a couple, Jim.
Yeah, I wonder how many people lost an eye or got blinded or deaf or anything
exactly
injured from this.
I want to throw some in my gopher holes in my front yard and just fucking let them go to town. Throw one in a hole and see how many it kills. I'm tired of these little bastards digging holes in my yard.
Hey, Noah, listen.
How did they get this? Was this FOIA request videos?
I don't know.
Yeah, because they take over that thing right there and drop a flag down on the side of it.
At 1:32 p.m., an officer laments that chucking grenades into the crowd is just going to make things worse.
It's just going to make it worse. Hey, stop. Hold on.
Moments later, the same officer seems to have changed his mind and is actively searching for munitions to discharge in the crowd.
I'm coming out with smoke. That's a burner, by the way. Stingmore.
Dude, they were just like practicing, Jim.
Dude, they were having orgasms right now.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, there's something actually happening and we can throw shit in the crowd? Fuck it.
Harm people? Let's go.
See, this is why the Nazis existed, dude.
Yeah.
People will fucking do what they want to do.
Well, all regimes.
After not receiving approval to use the triple chaser, Officer Thao appears to be reprimanded by another officer for his use of smoke moments earlier.
I got a triple chaser on Yeah, I know, but this is triple chaser.
I know, a few times, really nice to have. Like, hey, fucker, chill the hell out.
Another captain tells Officer Thao to hold on discharging CS gas into the crowd.
What else you got? Triple chases? No.
What else you got? Like, what the fuck is this? So wait, they're just. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's a fucking piece of shit, man.
I mean, where's the congressional hearings with them calling these guys in and saying who authorized you to throw grenades at fucking American citizens that are just trying to have their voices heard by their elected officials?
The right to free speech, yeah. You have the right to all this stuff, man. This is in the Constitution to bear your grievances, right?
This all happened before they decided to let him in the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
And they went, oh, why were they fighting?
No, they're not even on the building right now. They're just in the yard on top of it. Not to mention that, I mean, the Capitol building's a public building.
Yeah, it's owned by us. House. It's ours. It's our house, fuckers. I'm sure Low Watermark was out there that day throwing rubber bullet grenades too. That's why he muted himself. He's like, I can't be part of this conversation.
What do you got now? CS. CS, that's it. Keep going.
Good God, man. How many eyes were damaged and shit, Jim, from bouncing rubber balls? Look at that fat fuck.
And look at the front line here. They're literally just standing there. They're not even being pushed on or anything.
Look at this fat fuck. The thing is, they're not pushing on them. They're not doing anything to the fucking cops. They're not attacking the cops. These cops are just throwing shit in the crowd, trying to get them to do something. It's like the fucking thing with the stick poking them. Come on, riot. Come on, riot.
That's why the SS was the SS, dude. I mean, people are fucking terrible to people, dude. Hey, go out there and fuck people up. I mean, this guy's brother could be in the crowd. He don't give a fuck. What a douche. They're not even being aggressive. They're just standing there going, what the hell's going on?
Right.
They're shooting into their own people. He's supposed to be supporting Blue Lives Matter. We represent Blue Lives, and this is what they do to us.
If they'd never thrown the concussion grenades, if they'd never used a pepper spray, this wouldn't have happened. It was a peaceful protest. I was standing within 15 feet of the line of officers. They started firing at us before anybody did anything to them. We were not rushing them. There was no advance on them. They just started throwing concussion grenades and pepper spray.
I wonder if this guy's in jail.
Probably.
God damn it. January 6th Lives Matter, is that what that is?
Or probably was, yeah.
Oh, here, what's this one here? So here we got the mayors. So Newsom and California Democrats literally decriminalized looting, barring police from arresting looters and prosecutors from prosecuting them. Now he's opposed to looting.
People say no room, zero tolerance for looting.
No, it's the rich part of California, Jim. This is a different neighborhood now.
These critical checkpoints.
But all the National Guard people are doing is just standing, keeping people from coming into an area. They're not arresting people or checking anywhere. They're just standing on street corners. It's like a deterrent.
No, I understand that, but he's saying that if we do catch him, we're going to, like...
Yeah, he's lying.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay, looting. Remember back when Gavin Newsom told Walgreens it was no longer welcome in California? Oh, let's see what this is.
Governor Gavin Newsom. What's that?
Feel the love.
Oh, yeah. You guys might enjoy this one. Governor Gavin Newsom recently told... Guys, he's not here.
Who is this guy, Jim?
He's a comedian, I think.
Fresh from Supercuts, Gavin Newsom recently told Walgreens that Walgreens is no longer welcome in the state of California. So Californians will now have to shoplift at Rite Aid. Governor Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, I remember going to Vegas and they had like fucking hand lotion behind glass because they had changed the law so bad. Like, if you want a bottle of hand lotion, you had to call a clerk. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
This
He
is
goes,
one of those sign language interpreters.
Send that to me, Jim.
This?
Yes. I might have to ask the deaf girl about this one.
All right.
What's he trying to say here? I need to know. Furry? Well, that's a theory. Okay.
Yeah, he's talking about the furries. Right here. Governor Newsom is launching an investigation to find out who recommended that he cut the fire prevention budget by $100 million.
That's pretty good. Not.
Sounds like a good payday. I'm trying to get paid to investigate myself. Just saying.
Gavin Newsom demands answers from whoever's in charge of California. Yeah, there it goes. I told you to clean up the brush, you fucking idiot. Trump was right. So, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum sent 100 firefighters to LA, but none of them were lesbians. This is a clear slap in the face to equity and diversity.
Really?
That's pretty cool, though, that Mexico sent some firefighters.
Yeah. Well, I know New York. I thought someone said New York said that they were going to send some and fire. 2 justice-involved people wearing black ninja outfits were detained near Mali. What do they mean by black ninja outfits? Were they wearing like FUBUs?
What are 2 justice-involved people? What the fuck does that mean?
Criminals detained near Kamala Harris's Brentwood estate. Police were responding to a burglary call from the vice president's residence. So her house got broken into.
I like how she lives in Brentwood, which is one of the most exclusive fucking neighborhoods in that part of the state. But she's one of the people.
Trying to do God's work, y'all.
She's one of the people.
To add it to the addition of fires.
She grew up poor.
What's this? A fugitive from Pennsylvania was just arrested for arson in Los Angeles County. 60-year-old Gloria Mandich is accused of starting a fire near Leo Carrillo State Park on January.
But not the fucking Mexican with the fucking blowtorch in his hand.
Climate change strikes again.
Well, I mean, you can start random fires and it not go anywhere necessarily, and it could be a lot of people starting random ass fires too. We got these weird.
Oh my God, what is this?
Looks like a face changing.
Jim,
filter.
what is this?
Sir, could you explain the water reservoir situation?
Sir?
Why that was emptied? Okay, first off, I am a they.
What?
It's got to be a filter, right?
But yes, we're well aware.
This
of
is
the
fake
water
news.
Reservoir situation. Earlier in the summer, streams were rerouted to protect.
Jim,
Look at the
AI
shirt.
is getting good.
The officer is backwards
So that they didn't have to
on the
swim
shirt.
in waters that
Well, it
were
depends
too
on the
warm.
camera they're using. If
We're well aware. of
This
that
is definitely fake.
What about
you're using
the
like front
situation
facing on your camera, it acts like a mirror.
fire people that are coming from country of Mexico? Yes,
But
are
it looks
coming
like there's a
to us
face filter.
with this
Heavily.
uncontrollable fire situation.
Well,
Where's the funding gonna
why
come
is
from?
why
This
is
almost looks like
officer-
Jim. Jim,
Money from
what?
unhoused
Did you make this? This
No!
almost looks like you with the weird filter and a wig.
No, it says
and-
right here, TikTok, Luke Stage Walker.
That doesn't mean it's not you. I don't know who that is. I don't use TikTok.
Diversity is our main
Me neither.
priority here. Whatever we're
It's not
doing,
hard to make an
it's
account.
gonna-
All you need is a
we're gonna make
Gmail.
sure that it's
But why is officer spelled backwards?
It's not. It's a mirrored image.
Yeah, it's a camera.
That's fake. All those Mexican firefighters are just going to fucking claim asylum and never go back home. I never hear about big fires in Mexico. Maybe they clean out their fucking forests and their roads.
Perhaps. I don't know. I know a little bit about Mexico's geography, but not a shit ton.
CBP agents in El Paso lifted up a storm
All
drain
right,
and
guys.
discovered-
There's 25 people right now watching on YouTube, guys. Let's give this stream a like or a dislike. Oh, 23 likes. Wow. Nice. Jim, you got all the likes.
Yep.
Jim rocks them.
You're on fire.
I'm on fire. CBP agents in El Paso lifted up a storm drain and discovered a 6-foot by 4-foot cartel tunnel complete with a ventilation system used to sex traffic Venezuelan women. How many women did Democrats' open borders allow to be raped and victimized?
Now, how do they know they're Venezuelan?
I don't know.
Pretty fucking specific.
And how do we know they're for trafficking? Are we sure about that? It's not just for drugs.
Or they're here to cook our fucking breakfast at fucking McDonald's? Like, how do we know? How do we know
Steal our-
McDonald's isn't... McDonald's can afford those tunnels, right? Hey, let's build some tunnels and get some fucking cheap labor over here.
I mean, that is the libertarian argument for roads. It's the private
LA
business.
Fire Department's $300,000 per year diversity chief sparks fury for defending DEI by blaming the victim. He got himself in the wrong place.
You know what? On one hand, I am very outraged, and on another hand, I'm kind of glad we're bringing back a little bit of victim shaming. Just a little bit.
Definitely.
We don't need a lot. We
need a
little
lot.
bit of self accountability.
We need more bullying, too, back in this world.
Because like I keep hearing people talking about like insurance should just cover people for free and shit like that, and I get the compassion of that, but at the same time, it disincentivizes people from trying to save their houses, and I'm wondering how that can kind of be accomplished too. Because like that one dude, he took the preventative measure, so I guarantee his insurance will be like, you know what? Here's a discount or a bonus or some shit, bro. Like,
Or at least not
thank you.
at least not an increase, right?
Well, that's not good.
That's a bonus.
incentivization. I mean, kind of.
It's a hey man. If
I mean, it depends. How much are they going to upcharge you, and how much did it cost for you to do that prevention? I don't know what the math is there, but it could be beneficial.
True.
So here's USA Today fact-checked this post claiming the photo was manipulated. Image is not manipulated. This was a public image that they themselves posted. I simply reshared it. They are all currently listed as leaders of the LA Fire Department's website. So this photo here, this is the leadership team of the Los Angeles Fire Department. It's their public photo.
that?
All right. And so this is what USA Today's the image of the 3 LA Fire Department leaders. It's missing context.
What's the context? They're fucking
Manipulated
freaks.
image shows 3 members of the LA Fire Department's leadership team. However, the women in the image are only 3 members of the 14 member leadership team listed on the department website.
What does that matter?
It's just them trying to. So that's the everything they do with the fact checking and shit that the left does is just try to distort things. So it's like there's this whole thing going on where they just
Chris Mueller, how do you live with yourself as a white male? You fucking piece of shit, Chris.
burglar. This is the burglar scene leaving the Brentwood home of Kamala Harris.
He stole the whiskey. He stole the whiskey.
Jeez. What's up with the shoe? Wait a minute. Go back.
Rob Reiner. Oh,
He's got something
boy.
in his pants leg. Stuffed in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he's
Rob
loaded.
Reiner says he will set himself on fire when Donald Trump becomes president.
Well, that'll be entertaining.
Could he do it the day before so we know what really happened? Because the day Trump gets inaugurated, nobody cares what Rob Reiner does. Do it the day before.
Oh, now you want to hear the mayor talk?
Oh, yeah.
I hope she speaks English.
Yeah, she's a Marxist.
Angelinos, we're still going through it. And to any of you and all
Who's
of you that have
Angelinos?
experienced a loss,
Oh, the city?
the grief, the anger, the
Why are you
just
smiling?
shock.
Why the
I've
fuck are
seen
you
the
smiling?
devastation. It is unbelievable the amount of loss that
She's thinking about all the shit she's going to be able to get away
We
with now
have
with
to
this
get through
emergency.
this
She can take
crisis,
shit from
and I
people
know
and
that
steal
we
their
will.
stuff.
Oh my
I
God.
was at the Silmar
happy. She
Command
gets
Post
more control.
today, and I saw the work of our first responders and how they've been able to defeat the fires in certain areas. We know we still have much more to go, and we know the winds are going to kick up again. But we got to stick together. We got to stand strong, and then we have to rebuild
I hate
city.
everything.
We're the nation's second largest city.
Elemental.
one of the
I hate
greatest
all
cities
these
in the
people,
world.
all these
And we
things.
stay together, and we will rebuild an amazing city. So thank you, Angelinos. And my thoughts and prayers are out to all of
Reminds
you
me a lot
that are
of
going through unbelievable loss.
paying attention to Illinois politics too. It's just like
I don't.
shoot me
I live here
now,
and don't. I
please.
live here and don't pay attention, dude. Like
I moved because I was tired. I just there's so many things about Illinois I just couldn't stand anymore. I'm just like, bro.
Were you north or south?
Technically north. Well,
What
you know
city?
where I was at.
I forget what city.
Well, I'm not gonna blast the city.
You don't live there anymore, dude. Who the fuck
but
cares?
I don't live far away, man.
Oh, north of Peoria.
Yeah.
Okay.
I live. Well, this is gonna give away longitudinally about the same as you.
Farther west, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know where you're at. Yeah.
I know where you're at.
Most likely, it's a very popular place. If you're from Illinois, Iowa area, you know where probably exactly where I'm talking about.
Moline.
Yes.
Yeah, Moline's super popular. We're all running to Moline every day.
It's not that people are going there; it's just that you know the
There's
city.
population there at least. Yeah.
There's population, prominent businesses, John Deere, the airport.
Yeah. Yeah. They're customers of mine. City
Your
of Moline.
son's college.
Augustana. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a fraud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
$50,000 a year.
I was going to ask. It's like 56, isn't it?
Now it is. When he went, it was 50, and that was in-state tuition, dude. With help, when he got like now he did get, I think, like $13,000 in scholarships. I said, son, why are you going to Augustana? Because I'll be close to home. Guess what? He never did in that year on weekends.
Western is way closer to your house.
Dude, he had scholarships to the University of Arkansas, Baylor, University of Texas, Brown University, all these he had 14 accepted he had a 4.2 grade point average. He was the drum major in the band. He was the captain of the football team. He was on the student or the honor society, all that shit, right? He was in all that stuff. And he chose Augustana. He goes, well, I'll be close to home. But he never came home on weekends. You know why? Because he was fucking partying. Like, I knew he would be.
Homework, partying, socializing. Like,
I wanted him to go to Arkansas so bad. And he could have went to the University of Arkansas for out-of-state tuition for $18,000 a year.
And it would have been more fun. Augie is tiny, bro. Like, the parties are decent, but
And my
probably
dad
nothing compared to-
lived 25 minutes away from the university, so he could go wash clothes and all that shit if he wanted to.
Right. Could even stay. Maybe I don't know the relationship, but might be a cheap way to stay too.
Oh, absolutely. My dad loves when he was alive. He offered Alex a place to fucking live. Like, you can live here, dude. You don't have to pay for room and board. Nope. Whatever. Live and learn, right? No regrets in life, just lessons learned. Never have regrets. Just
But they're saying
learn.
right now
from.
that it's $57 billion so far that they think the disaster is gone.
Oh, Mark's back. Did you eat your dinner, Mark? Late
No,
night snack?
I was cleaning up and all that, getting ready to wind it down because we're going into the
$150
week.
billion in economic loss.
Oh,
How are
that's
they
just
gonna
now.
estimate that? Like,
They had, dude. This is all garbage.
In
This
March
is-
2025, State Farm dropped. In March 20, how could in March 2025?
Because Eric Huntley's a communist.
State Farm dropped 72,000 California property policies. He's got to have the dates wrong.
I'd have dropped them too. Shit.
Or
Yeah, but how can you drop them
maybe
in the future?
taking effect in March 2025 is what he's trying to say, right? Like, because
yeah.
that's a huge mistake. I mean, there's and he's got a check mark. He had time to fucking edit this tweet. Like, oh shit.
Oh, unless maybe State Farm has announced that as of March 2025 they're dropping these policies. Maybe that's what the governor or whoever was saying. They're not allowing them to drop the policies. They're telling them they can't. I mean, I don't see how you could force them.
So how does okay? So then Allstate and others fled the state. How do you flee the state if you're
You just
Allstate?
stop doing business in the state? You just say we're no longer doing business. in the
Yeah,
state.
but you're Allstate, dude, and that like California has the 9th biggest economy in the
making
world.
it impossible to do business there.
Yeah, you can't make money. The economy doesn't matter if you can't actually make any money
You're
out
just
of it.
losing money. What's the purpose? The celebrity toll was staggering. Billy Crystal lost 45 years of memory. Mel Gibson's home burned while filming, and Joe Rogan lost. Anthony Hopkins, Miles Teller, home Paris Hilton, Malibu Man.
I don't care about these rich people. Fuck
I
them. Who
still
cares?
was just flabbergasted when I looked at the Palisades net worth of the properties. I'm like, these property lots are like the same size of the like city area that I live in, and they're 5.6 million. I'm like, what is this bullshit? It's like
It's
it's 5 to 50K around here.
Yeah, here's the thing though, because I guess there's a max thing, like the insurance that max they have to pay out. They have some kind of fair plan saying that they're going to cover like only 3 million in losses. So that's the most you can get, I guess, is 3 million in California. So these houses that were like 10 million or whatever, they're not.
Well, but hey, dude, that's California overpricing everything, right? I mean,
well, I mean, it's
Insurance
also
crisis
just
by the numbers.
unique
Major insurers
buildings.
abandoning, rebuilding costs soaring, future coverage uncertain. Many can't afford to stay. Others can't afford to leave. Even celebrities with deep pockets are reconsidering. Beyonce's mother lost her Malibu home. Eugene Levy's Palisades property destroyed. Jeff Bridges' Malibu residence gone. Adam Brody and Leighton Meister, 6 month film. Money can't buy insurance that doesn't exist. Government scrambling for solutions.
I wonder, is there any kind of like private insurance options or anything like that? Do we know of? Because I know there's that for the healthcare industry or healthcare side.
Well, there's private insurance, but there's all types of regulations. So California has all these regulations. They refuse to let them raise the rates or do any, you know what I mean? So that's why.
Well, I mean, like actual, like almost a private fund necessarily, not.
You're thinking of public funds, like that's they're saying. There's a thing. California has some kind of insurer of last resort type of thing where if you can't get insurance, you can get insurance through the state.
I
but I
mean,
guess it's super expensive.
I mean, more of like some kind of group where you come together as people and just put funds into a fund basically and have people that dictate when and how much can be taken out for certain things. Basically insurance, but done, just through friends for the most part.
Sure.
yeah, and if you're a lot of these Hollywood actors, isn't this a good excuse for you not to rebuild? Like, I don't want to be here fucking anyway, Mark. Like,
The connections, bro. Like, there's so much about
these are
LA.
a lot of
we
these
don't know
guys are
about.
in their 60s and 70s at this point. Anthony Hopkins, Jeff Bridges, all these other guys
They
are
gotta
like,
fulfill their satanic obligations, Dave.
Here's a time lapse showing this reservoir, this Santa Ynez Reservoir. In 2004, you can see how much water was in it. 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008.
nice and full. Yeah.
That looks like it went up. Yeah.
It's still
Ooh,
probably.
look at that.
2009. It's still right now. You're looking. It's probably only.
what the
2011. It's
fuck?
empty.
Was there like a major fire?
2012. It's empty. No, they
Whoa.
just didn't refill it. That's all. 2013.
Holy shit.
2004.
Like rain doesn't fill it up? Or
No,
they
it
just
wouldn't.
use
They
it?
diverted the water. They
Uh-huh.
diverted the water away from. They wouldn't let them refill it. They weren't refilling it. They were just diverting the water for whatever fish, birds, whatever the fuck. So look, it
Jeez.
hasn't been filled for years. It's been empty.
Yeah, but didn't Newsom or whoever say, "Oh, this is just part of the thing. This is not the real"?
He said they're all full. They're all full.
And when they said no, this one was. He goes, well, that wasn't a state reservoir. That's operated by the county. So,
and that's why I'm here to investigate, right? Like,
Well, I
yeah.
wonder how many like celebrities are kind of going to wake up and start actually calling some shit out and stuff. Because even if it was county, man, like this isn't a very rich place. Things like that don't necessarily happen on accident.
It's not an accident.
There has to be malicious negligence, like.
But the celebrities aren't going to do anything either because
They're just paying
know.
a lot of money. Though. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they're not going to rock the boat.
Doc says they added a rubber membrane in 2010.
No,
The
that's not
water
a
is
cover on
there. He's joking around, I think.
I mean, that would be smart, to hamper precipitation.
Or evaporation when it doesn't fucking rain.
No,
Yeah.
the water is supposed to it's supposed to get
I meant
refilled
evaporation.
every year. It gets refilled when the ice or snow melts in the mountains, the water comes down and it rains places. So
Right.
And Antifa activist says fascism is a white problem caused by white people. That under the incoming Trump administration, leftists and liberals will be treated as enemies of the state. He said Trump supporters will mass kill leftist protesters with aid of the police. Well, that sounds pretty cool.
Right.
Antifa made up the same claims in 2016, used to justify preemptive violence, sometimes deadly, against their political targets. I'm not going to even play what he's saying.
No.
I want to hear it, but
No, we get enough retardation in our life every day.
in Connecticut, state senators Bob Duff and Cece Mayer just introduced a bill to prohibit school libraries from removing books and offer immunity to librarians from liability. This is how desperate they are to give your kids porn in schools.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. I gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, I have a local library that literally posted on Facebook about having and allowing access to basically porn for kids in their library. And I was just like, what the fuck? I actually commented on it too. I was like, you mean the ones that are literally porn for children? Those books?
And you left Illinois and the new state you're in.
Oh, that
Same
was
sh-
actually from Illinois.
Oh.
That was over in Moline. That was the Moline Library.
Nice.
There's bullshit here though too. I mean, anywhere you go that's actually like somewhat urbanized, it's got a really bad fucking
Agenda.
communist
It's got a terrible agenda. Yeah.
Department of Education everywhere is doing
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean,
Any big
even
city
the rural
anywhere.
areas are bad too. They just have less people and are more in tune with reality. It's kind of hard not to be in tune with reality when you got chickens and farms and fucking everything all around you.
Oh, so Doc says no, dead serious. The water is there. In 2009, you can see a control structure. Then after 2010, you don't see it because
is
it's
going
under
for the memberships and
membrane cover.
Everyone should go subscribe to Zia. She's bouncing away.
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. I do like that even though she did so much of an implant, they still have some bounce to them. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, she should have stopped with the
She's-
first one.
Yeah, and she's like
That's too much.
she's not like super skinny, so she's got a little bounce in her skin too.
There's a feel-good story earlier. A Pakistani imam in Italy gave a sermon saying that every Muslim should fight the infidels or face catastrophic consequences. The next day, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni personally requested that he be deported. He had lived in Italy for 30 years. Good. Get rid of him.
Good for her.
Yeah, Dr. Mulhoff or whatever. He's an enemy to the state, you motherfucker.
He's an enemy to everybody. Holy shit.
Yeah, but you don't want him to be related to your country if you're the prime minister. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. It is weird too, like how these fires just like right before the fucking inauguration. Do you think Trump's going to make it to the 20th, Jim?
I don't know, man. I don't
I'm
know.
concerned.
I got my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
A lot of people are concerned. I'm like, wow. Is he staying in Mar-a-Lago a lot right now, just to make sure?
Not going up to New Jersey.
What's happening in Jersey?
Well, that's where they had all the drones and everything.
Well, I just saw yesterday like a post from, or not an email from that black guy that's a huge Trump supporter saying that the judge actually announced the charges in New York. Is that true? Like not the charges, but like he's convicted or whatever, or he's sentenced.
see. Here's this thing here. What's this say? The man who was arrested by police with the blowtorch near the Kenneth Fire in West Hills, California, has been identified as Juan Manuel Sierra Levia, an illegal alien. Oh.
Nice. What's he got to say?
He was just trying to hit some dabs, y'all. Blowing it way out of proportion. Just trying to light his torch so he could hit some cannabis concentrates. Look, that man looks like a cannabis user, guys.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
He really doesn't, though. Ooh, a citizen's arrest in California. That's sketchy.
Yeah.
Oh, and a takedown with it from the white man. Man,
That guy's going to get prosecuted for
jail.
fucking...
Yeah, he's trying to go to jail.
Why does this look like a fucking skit on Saturday Night Live?
California's all just one big Hollywood fucking...
Do they have a
cinematic
camera in their
masterpiece.
fucking tree in front of their house? I mean...
I don't know.
That's...
That almost looks like almost on a pole, like a
Right.
city pole. No, it could be a city pole that's got camera on it. Some kind of security
It's
camera.
even scarier too, man. Like
Yeah, actually, they put up quite a few in our area because we have the base here, and so they put up some federal cameras along certain roads that go to the base. And I'm like, well,
Trump was sentenced, no jail and no money owed.
Right. They just basically said, see, he's a proven felon.
Felon.
You know,
Okay.
but no penalty or whatever. And I guess the idea is to keep him maybe from appealing it because there's no serious sentence, so he remains a felon. I don't know. It's so
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be considered a felon. He's going to pardon himself tomorrow or next
well,
week.
but it's state related, so he can't actually do anything.
Oh, that's right.
And the Supreme Court did turn down. He actually asked the Supreme Court to prevent the charges and so forth from being, and 5-4, they turned him down. So people saying that Trump controls the Supreme Court, he doesn't. He asked for that to be put off, and they turned him down. So,
wow.
But they don't. The left doesn't come out with that saying, "Oh well, Trump lost to 5-4." Oh no, he's total control. He's a tyrant. He just lost in the Supreme Court, people.
But we need more justices, right, Mark? Yeah.
Oh, we need like 37 more just so, you know, we can. And in fact, it's got to happen this week so
Yes.
Biden can push them all through, you know?
Yeah.
It's only a week, people, by the way. It is now technically Monday where I am. So
that's true. It's
7
getting
days
closer
from
to-
now, it's January 20th.
I agree, Doc. Federal cameras is not a phrase I like to hear either or see.
Mm-mm.
And their reasoning was no better. It was, we're trying to prevent crime.
Yeah.
I know what you consider crime. That's scary. That kind
Yeah,
of leads
somebody-
me back to the felony stuff too, like the stigmatization of felonies when pretty much the most random, easy things are felonies nowadays.
Goddamn, Sam Parker. Holy shit.
Calling Viva a fucking Israeli fucking spy opera. What the fuck, man?
I don't like Viva. Fuck that Canadian piece of shit. Coming over here talking about our politics like he knows something.
Damn, Tate. Tell us how you feel.
I don't like him. I would rather listen to Barnes than Viva.
What
Fire
don't
be
you-
racist.
What don't you like about him, I guess?
Well, he's not. I mean, he's not a citizen.
Yeah.
He's a
California
Canadian.
wildfires could be leaving deeper inequality in their wake.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
What?
I'm sure it was unfair to black people than white people, so.
Well, unfairer.
Unfairer.
Well, I mean, what
Ellie
these
Burns would actually, but she was on her
what
break.
these idiots can't seem to understand is a tide that rises raises all ships, and when it lowers all ships. So like they're just not getting it. Like, yeah, if you're gonna have tragedy, the lowest of the low are gonna suffer probably a little bit more because, well, they're more reliant on the system and bullshit. Same
But
thing if you
Spanish
prosper.
forests, multiple arsonists, firefighter budget shortage, diverted water resources, administrative incompetency, climate change.
Climate change. That's Captain Power or what is
Captain
his
Planet.
name?
I
Planet.
thought it was
Okay.
Captain. What was it? Captain Faggot.
That's Captain Bipto. Right there. What's up, Bipto? Good to see you on screen. Oh my God.
These are our firefighters, people.
Now there's Jim's work right there. Way to go, Jim. How many retweets did you get on that one?
That's not a woman holding a hose that I was
Frog of
pushing
shame?
earlier.
What the hell is a frog of shame? Jim, you passed the frog of shame.
It's just
Oh.
somebody posted stuff. Says.
Okay. It's almost like a ratio, but intentional ratio. Like you know that that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
I always hate that since they took away the dislike button. Like people try to claim stuff as a ratio, but I'm like, man, you almost need a dislike button to claim any kind of actual ratio.
Yep, I agree. It's all based on how many people quote tweeted or whatever now? Isn't that
Yeah,
what it
people
is?
like and tweet or quote tweet or comment for variety of different fucking reasons. People dislike for only about 2 or 3 reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, is this guy still alive? I thought he was dead.
Who, Schiff?
Yeah.
Oh, he's alive. Let's see what he's talking about. But look at the mayor just smirking.
Right?
She's got the Joker smile, dude.
Look at her. Look at that
Ability
head
of
in the
how they're moving,
body shape.
swiftness with how they're moving. You are
Remember
not gonna
Lori
outrun
Lightfoot, though? Oh.
You say you're gonna
Almost
die in
a
the
cousin
next
right
couple
here.
I know,
cousin.
like she's
You're
2
told to
DNA
evacuate.
strands above
What the
Lori
hell?
Lightfoot.
Save yourselves. You can rebuild because we are going to rebuild.
I mean, this
we
dude
also
is
Are
like
you?
better than-
Are
Look at this
you?
dude.
risks that will follow these fires.
Where's
He
your
looks like
house at,
And that is
Schiff?
when the rains come.
He's straight up an
and
MI,
the risk of
MIB movie
mudslides.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem too is like a lot of people, I don't know, some people don't realize that what happens in California, like they have these fires and stuff, and then all the vegetation is gone, and then it rains, and then they have massive
Mudslides,
because there's
yes.
nothing to hold the mud together.
And now the
Oh,
houses are gone to help
quicksand.
too. Yeah.
They actually have to worry about quicksand, something we were all fooled into having to worry about that none of us actually have to ever experience.
Well, fucking Kroll, they had to worry about it, son of a bitch. and
It's a
even
hell of a
Flash
thing
Gordon
if
had
you
to worry
do.
about it last night. Holy
Oh, look,
shit.
see these 2 people running right there's where the fire started. Like Gary, see these guys running away, and then there's the fire. Oh, very interesting. Wonder if they started the fire.
I was gonna ask that.
I was actually expecting a lot more bad stuff to happen. Now, this week it could, but I was thinking that all of the crazy shit is going to happen prior to the 20th,
The election.
just to make things worse. See how bad things have gotten? It's all Trump's fault.
Oh, Gavin Newsom just signed an executive order to direct fast action to clear wildfire debris across Southern California and prepare for the heightened risk of mudslides. Oh, yeah, he's going to prepare for the fire after it's over.
Hey, Bipto, I just saw you were very quiet in the chat. I wanted to bring you back in, bro. But that wasn't shit. You were a cool superhero. So I thought it was actually flattering.
Am I missing something?
Captain Bipko.
Captain Bipto
Planet.
being Captain
I want to
Planet.
thank everybody for coming out today. It was a fun Friday. I saw sad Sunday. What the fuck?
Oh, is it over?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's 12:30, 2.5 hours.
Yep.
It's good timing.
Good
Gives me time
timing.
to grab some food before my next stream starts.
So,
What are you streaming
Thanks,
about tonight, buddy?
oh yeah, what are you streaming about?
My usual Sunday fun day strategy gaming stream. Got some Civ-Pocalypse, Civilization 6 gameplay. Basically, they take like all different apocalyptic scenarios and add them into one. And once you reach climate change, the ultimate climate change, whatever, solar flares and meteors come in and start wreaking havoc. And these meteors literally take out tiles of the game that you can't use anymore. They literally destroy cities. Like I already lost my capital. It's fucking bullshit.
This is what Jim Pole Channel is about. You're bringing it into reality with that game.
Wait till the magnetic pole shift. You're fucked.
Oh, they already got the solar flares, bro. They take out my campus, my industrial zone, and some of my troops, and it's
Right.
all a fucking nightmare. And these damn fucking opponents went and established a bunch of coal plants right away and started CO2 emissions out the ass. And now I got to pay for it because I actually was trying to be smart about stuff.
Oh, I know. Like you try to play these games very like controlled, and all of a sudden you're like, Well, that fucking sucks. Everything's gone. I did all this work to be ahead of the game, and they fucked me over. So, is this on Rumble only?
No, this is on everywhere: YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Kick.
Cool. You should put. Well, Jim, is Elemental. You're a mod on this channel.
I am.
Put your link in the chat, dude.
I'm working on it. Let's see, is it this one? I appreciate it, Jim. It was a fantastic time. I appreciate the invite.
Hey, no problem.
Good
I
little
appreciate you guys all
socialization.
coming. You know, I thought there'd be more people come on, but I guess they.
Did anybody respond? Like, sorry, dude, or?
Yeah, well, someone said something about that they thought we were going to be talking about comic books, but we weren't. So well, we would have if someone came on and wanted to talk about comic books. We were talking about the fires.
Yeah. Was it a fat guy from LA?
No.
Oh. Because, like, I don't know who's on your list, but like, comic
A
books.
lot of people. I'm really upset. All these people, no one came.
Oh man!
Don't lose sleep, dude.
No, see, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That
13,
guy from
14.
Jersey.
Fat guy from Jersey.
Yeah, that'd be EVS.
You didn't send him the link, did you, Jim?
Oh yeah, of course.
God,
Send everyone the link.
Gotta try. Don't expect it to happen. But you gotta try.
Yeah. I sent Anthony Cumia the link. I sent Gino Bisconti the link. I sent
that'd be.
Did you send
times.
Opie the link? That would have been funny.
the link. I sent Howard Stern the link.
I would have left.
Stuttering John.
I would not have. I'd enjoyed the fuck out of that show.
Fuck Howard Stern. Piece of garbage.
We get to pick on him. Come on, what are you talking about?
Oh, dude. He says all Trump voters need to die, basically. Like they have no rights. The fuck is he talking?
Challenge him on it and then invite him to square up.
What, the banker?
Oh, fucking Howard Stern.
He's a banker, dude.
Hmm.
Yeah, he does wear a small hat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that means.
I thought you meant like an actual banker, so I got really confused.
Well,
Because
you
there
haven't
are
watched
regular
enough.
there are
You
regular
haven't
bankers.
watched enough.
Well, I'm saying there are regular bankers that are good and bad too.
They work at credit unions.
A lot of them, yes. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say all of them though. The ones operating in the U.S. probably.
Jim, who wanted to talk about comic books? Honestly.
There was a
Bosch
private
did.
chat.
Oh, Bosch.
Yeah, Bosch wanted to talk about comic books, but I got.
But I thought Bosch was into this politics stuff too.
I thought he was too.
Based as fuck.
I thought. But,
Well, politics and just random current events or trending.
I mean, he could have popped in, and then he could have got to steer the conversation the way.
Yeah,
he
I mean,
wanted to
I
go.
got his book yesterday.
How is it?
And then that guy Cynic
In
was
the
supposed
package.
to show up, and he didn't show
You
up.
haven't read it?
I just got it yesterday, dude.
I'm just asking.
No.
I understand.
But it got here quick. Like
yeah,
I ordered
who
it.
delivered that, by the way? Like, who's the courier service?
USPS.
Oh,
So I
they
ordered it last
delivered it
Sunday when
super late.
Bosch was on, and I got it yesterday. So I was like, wow, very happy.
Did you actually get it that late, or did you just see the notification late? Because it was like 10, 11, midnight.
Oh, my
when you
wife
went out
called
to
me
get
and
it.
said, oh,
Okay.
somebody checked the mail. You got a package upstairs. Like, see ya. I got to go get this package. I forgot ordering it, and I'm glad I did. God, he hates Muslims. Holy shit.
Banker Harry Potter, fucking cynic.
All right, everybody.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, Jim. See ya.
Bye.